You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
Have you ever played Destiny with a fellow Guardian and thought to yourself, I wonder what their life is like? Questions like these spark conversation, friendship, and community. We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. Hey, what's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 245 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and the Destiny franchise. And we talk about it. In this episode, we ask, what do you think about Horde modes? Well, today I have another brand new guest of the show. He's been a member of the Guardian Downcast Discord, and I was actually on his podcast at the beginning of the year. The Guardians Feed is the name of his show. I'll put the link to that in the show notes down below. It's LuminousZero. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm ready to roll, man. Yeah, I've had a long day at work today, and man, what a nice day today. It was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good time.
My daughter's birthday, spring break, so I took PTO, so we just did whatever we wanted throughout the day. Yeah, then I went took 3 naps because she just wore me out. It's like, you have so much energy. No wonder.
How old's your daughter?
She's 6, but she's like me. If she's anything like me, she has ADHD for sure, but she's not at that age yet to be officially
right.
considered, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, in today's show, we're going to hear more about LuminousZero. I'm going to put him through the fastest interview in 2 minutes via our fast fire question and answer segment we call, the speed run. We'll be discussing the latest TWAB blog post from Bungie. Then for our topic of the week, we're talking about the new leveling mode. I don't want to call it a horde mode because I don't believe it is a horde mode officially. It's Onslaught. So both of us are going to talk about our first impressions from the 2 initial Bungie live streams so far. And we'll discuss where this fits overall in the Destiny 2 game and will it be viable in the long run? So we'll be sharing our opinions on that topic. As always, we'll answer our questions from our community, and then we'll add some music to our Guardian Downcast show playlist on Apple Music and Spotify. The links are in our show description down below. And then finally, Uncle Scumdeath will also be stopping by to share his life in the UK in a Scumdeath corner before we go. With all that being said, let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian_D_cast, where we also post our newly released episodes every week. Or you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website. Just visit GuardianDowncast.com, where you'll find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating and review, search for any episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have some random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. You can also follow our Guardian Downcast shows song playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. We post those links in our show description every week, so you can follow along with us. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. So check us out, and later, Guardian. Well, Mr. LuminousZero. Hey, man, where are you from and what do you do for work, sir?
I am from New Jersey. I work at I guess you could call it retail. It's not a Costco, but it's like a Costco place where I just do frozen and dairy section in the early morning. So like the first 4 hours I'm by with no customers, and like the last 4, I do the make sure customers are satisfied and all that jazz. But it pays the bills.
I got you, man. Hey, that usually the warehouse places pay really good too. So yeah, I've been there for 3 years as of April 21st. So I've been at a grocery store for 10. So I know I've been through all the customer level of just all too happy. Nice. Well, are you married? You have kids? It sounds like we already talked about your wife.
Yeah, I'm not officially married, but I've been with my wife for about 8 years, and we have one kid. We had 2, but one passed away 2017, and the one we have now is our daughter is 6.
Oh wow, yeah, precocious 6, man. Oof, boy, you don't know what you're in for.
She's 7 October, so she knows her age. She's ready. So she's thinking when I'm older, I'm like, just say a kid.
Yeah, girls are they mature so much faster. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, she also just lost her first tooth a couple hours ago too. She had to lose tooth for a while, and because we went to the dentist today because of. I should have known better, but my wife sent me a picture of 2 teeth growing out inside her mouth, out from the gum. And I was like, this seems normal, but just to make sure. So we went there, and the doctor was like, yeah, it's fine. Just make sure she wiggles a tooth 5 minutes before she goes to bed. So we did that, and next thing you know, it's oh, okay.
Well, she's going to get a visit from the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy this weekend or something. Oh,
yeah. She's I don't believe in Tooth Fairy. So, me and my wife had to, trick her into, believing that the Tooth Fairy was real. So we put the money in, while I was distracting her. And the wife was like, no, there's something under your pillow. The tooth is gone. She's like, what? Yeah, go look. So I tricked her, and she's like, oh, no way.
Nice. Nice. Good deal, man. Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what was your earliest video game moment, man? When did you get into video games?
I saw this question, and I had to really think hard because I want to say Pokemon, but I don't feel like that's correct because I just remember I didn't get a Game Boy until I was 10, but I did play Nintendo 64 before that at my grandparents. I want to say around the Nintendo 64 Game Boy era, where I was I was playing the Legend of Zelda, the Smash Brothers, and when Pokemon came out. That's what to be the earliest I can actually remember, and just progressed from there.
So how did you find this game Destiny, man? Now, are you a day one player, or are you more of a Destiny 2 player?
No, I'm not a day one. I picked it up right around. What I remember was probably close to the end of the Taken King, but they had that one last major update that they were advertising for. To be honest, I could have played a lot sooner if I didn't listen to my coworkers about the game, because they were the one who told me about it first, and they were really slamming hard on it. They were just talking everything bad about it, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to play that game, because, at the time, I'm not much of a shooter. I just play Halo and COD with my buddies at their sleepovers. I wasn't, for myself, I was just more an RPG guy.
Sure.
I'm primarily a Final Fantasy 14 player, so when that had a content drought, YouTube, it was definitely YouTube, but YouTube just had, for some reason, an advertisement about the Taken King, and then I was like, alright, I'll check it out. And it just happened to go to GameStop that day, and just saw it for $5, it was on the shelf.
Really?
I was like, yeah, why not? If it's not good, I'll just wait till $5,
So you're officially probably a Taken tot then, because you came in right at the Taken King.
I pretty much did.
Like Rise of Iron?
Yeah, Taken King.
Yeah.
Rise of Iron was definitely my first expansion.
Nice.
So it was in that gap, yeah.
Well, I feel like Rise of Iron was its game by itself because we played it for a whole year without anything else being brought to Destiny 1, Remember those days?
Yeah, it definitely showed when I played it. Like, it was definitely like that in that mode. Like, for me, it was like, I had lots to do, but, as soon as I started playing it, I could start seeing, like, problems. But then, like, the story is what dragged me the most, and I'm just here ever since.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I mean, God, man, trying to create something to do at the end of Destiny 1 before Destiny 2 arrived the next year. But, yeah, those are some very, very, I'm one of those people who just plays Destiny, and I had to just keep myself busy somehow I was so looking forward to Destiny 2 and until it was announced. But, speaking of Destiny 2, what have you been doing this week in Destiny?
You know what? Like, not a lot. Just like on and off, helping people in our communities I'm in. Like, if I see a notification on my phone about, I need one for so and so, or I need like 4 people for a raise, if I had the time, I'll jump in. I'm just sort of like taking a break until the light, because like in reality, I'm pretty much caught up even for the shape. So it's like it's just all in all. Yeah, but, like, not primarily doing anything specific. I mean, I'm working on my hunter a little bit, but just other than that, yeah.
Did you participate in the Guardian game stuff?
I did to a point. Like, to me, I only did it because I just wanted to get that grenade launcher with in reaction and full shot. Once I actually got that, I kind of did that. The new grenade launcher. Yeah. It's funny. I did. I turned in I guess I went to the podium to accept my silver because I mained a warlock doing it. And it said, here's your little silver crown, and it gave me the god roll. I was like, okay, all right, I'll take it. I'll wear this stupid silver crown all week. No problem. I got my god roll. So no worries. Yeah, I got chain reaction. RNG at its finest. It's very random. If you're lucky, you're lucky.
It is. It's so random. It really is. But yeah, I cranked it out, and I got but the exotic skimmer for both my Todd the Gator accounts. But I tell you what, what's that?
I was just saying. I just think Guardian games in itself is not grindable. Like, if you want something out of it, you'll get it. You're grinding for it, but like it's not really like a necessity to play it because it's like I think the fire mode needs to be like changed in a way where medals just need to go away. That's one of the things why I tire of the medals. Like, I really don't care about the bounties and the medal crap. It's like, I think the more you play the class, it should like it generates some sort of score for the class or something like that. Like, the more you play, the more you get out of it sort of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I was to the point I didn't really care who won as far as the classes because I have all 3. In fact, I found out this last week that the hunters won, so I put my hunter on. Put on my best outfit and took a picture of me going up to the statue and setting off the fireworks. And I sent it into the Discord community, and not many people were enthused. So whatever.
I just think, like, in Final Fantasy 14, like, they have the PvP, season. That's what they call it. And like each season they give you, if you reach like if you reach certain rank from like silver, crystals or bronze, you get like a place, like a little profile thing where you're like your profile pictures and stuff in game for like here's season 10 bronze whatever. I feel like Destiny could have do something like that where like if a hunter won this this year, if you wear the cloak, it will show that you did the 2024 Guardian games, whatever. Sure. Something that would make you like you played that year or something like that. It's like recognizable.
Right. Is there a memory of Destiny that kind of brings a smile to your face that's memorable?
I'm sorry, what was that? My daughter just came.
No, that's okay. No, I heard her. Yeah, it was not nighttime. I get it. No, is there a Destiny memory from the past that you kind of brings a smile to your face?
When you asked me about D1, one of those things that I really wish I done it sooner was rating. I didn't do any rating until E2, and I think one of my proudest moments was I'm pretty sure you heard of her. Vertigo Vision. She's been like sort of like the go-to Sherpas for beginner readers. She was offering to teach some crypt when it first came out.
Right.
I got my week 1 steal, and then at that moment, I think I was pretty impressed with myself that with no knowledge of rating, like I did rating here and there, but it wasn't like, it was like ad climbing, but with her, I learned that different roles, different ways to read, and I was like, this is what I think I want to do more.
Right.
And since then, I became like a raider. I'm not a Sherpa level yet, but I still like to read, regardless if it's like downtime or not. So
yeah, we had
that would make me realize that reading was a thing in Destiny that's different from other games.
Yeah, raids are definitely awesome in Destiny. That's for sure. It's unlike anything I've ever played. That's for sure. I came from Call of Duty.
Final Fantasy 14 different. Like you have 8, but it takes longer, but it's so much of a pain in the ass. Where Destiny is like, it's still the same level of pain in the ass, but it's like it's not. It's very easy once you start getting down to like it's you, not the game. Whereas the other game is mostly the game is not you. It's just weird.
Right. What do you have a favorite character in the game? Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 for that matter?
Like the NPC?
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Elsie Berry, the Stranger, ever since I saw her in day 1. I was very pissed off that she wasn't around until like halfway through Destiny 2, and then I was like, oh, now she's back.
Elsie Berry. I got you.
Yeah, the Stranger.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of her because I think reality is so outside of our timeline and so in our time. So like I'm waiting for her to like really show up and like surprise. Like I knew all along. I was just been lying to you. Nice. Poor thing.
Well, Season of the Seraph really shared a lot of.
These Season of the Seraph shows a lot about the Bray. Like I feel like if Destiny would ever go to like a time skip. In a way, like let's say it's a Destiny 3 and there was a time skip, I would firmly believe that the brain name would be in a good term due to that season. But like if you like look at like TV shows and anime, like time skip usually be very bad depending on like what character you want to follow.
Right.
One Piece, for example, has always been a weird thing for me where you had that time skip and everyone else is like changed, but I think like if there was a time skip, I think Elsie Bray and Anna Bray would have much more of a bigger influence than how Clovis Bray had influence for almost 10 years worth.
Yeah, I liked the Beyond Light stories. I thought those were very good. Yeah, it was eye opening for sure. That's for sure between Clovis Bray and Elsie and others, but. Well, let me ask you this: how did you originally find our community, our Guardian Down Cast community?
Oh man, to be honest, I really don't have like a solid answer. I want to say probably through average if I really want to like breaking down because I just remember talking to him a lot on Twitter. And I guess for some reason he says something about Guardian guys, or maybe talking about a podcast, and I decided to listen to you guys, and then every link you had at the time, that's when I joined. I mean, I know for a while I've been quiet, but that's just me having so many discords, and I need to, I'm still like slowly dwindling down on like, okay, I don't need 100, I'm gonna just need like 30.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure through your podcast and average, it's like, word of mouth first and listen to it, and I was like, these guys are pretty fun. That's
right. Average S2 player was your co-host on your
for a while,
podcast. Yeah, he's been through some times lately, so hope you're doing well, Average. Are you a Titan Hunter or Warlock main?
I play all three, but I took a break from Warlock to play Titan, and now I'm like a Titan main. I'm liking the Titan class more. Okay. I get the Warlock, but I believe Warlock still it's in that weird phase of wells only if you play it, and I don't want to be that guy anymore.
Yeah. I know. I hear you. Well, they're going to change up some of the supers in Final Shape. We'll see what they do so we don't have to just throw wells down the whole time, So
yeah, Warlock will have all the buddies now once they get their solar.
I'm curious. Do you do bounties?
I do, to a point. When I don't believe in bounty hoarding because
what
I think is because I don't. Because like, in reality, it's a thing. It falls in the same conversation and why are we not getting everything at once dropped and people can grind everything in the week and saying there's nothing to do because like what are you really?
I get
trying to get? Like, are you just trying to get everything out of the artifact armor for what exactly? Yeah. So you can ride something for a week and say there's nothing to do after that. Like, it falls in line. Like, it just, if you hoard bounty, that's fine. If you don't, you still get the thing in 2 weeks or 3 if you just play regularly.
Yeah, I understand that point. Yeah, and but see, I've never had a problem with not having anything to do in Destiny. I've always been able to create my own content if I have to. But for me, hoarding bounties just gets me further ahead to unlock my season pass. You're obviously to unlock the artifact mods faster because those are every season. Those are so important. So I always like getting a jump on that stuff. But I get it, man. I get it. People that
I believe like if you don't have the artifact, regardless of it, you're still functioning just without the certain thing. Because like we used to be without artifact mods anyway, so it's like you might look like all my builds are just slightly affected, but not to a point where like oh no, like it's terrible. Like no, it's like because you will look at artifact mods, it's really depends on their flavor to make you better. So like if you're like for example, if Final Shape is seen to be void and something else due to the into the light brave weapons, what they like void and arc and solar is just left in the dust because we're so used to solar stuff, and now it's like what are you gonna do? Like I don't think it should be really matter at this point. I think
okay.
That's my own personal thing. Like after playing for any time, it does get annoying where it's like solar only. I'm like, no, it's like you're just forcing me at this point.
That's all right. I get that, man. That's no sweat. Yeah, I mean, we all have different ways we like to play the game, and I respect however anybody wants to approach Destiny 2. However way they want to play it. They bought the game, not me. I didn't buy it for them. They bought the game. Let them play it the way they want to. But let's see if Bungie assigned you a small but versatile dev team to work on the future of Destiny 2, what would you have them work on?
Oh, wow. I saw this, and then I saw it in the show notes, and I had to think about this. Like, I had a few answers. I would have to say, let's say the accessibility side of things. Like, the colorblind, the subtitles, the in-game chat.
Right.
Sure. Fix that in a way where, almost like a Discord that we have, the volume gauge. Instead of just being at just do the toggle line.
I got you. So accessibility options, maybe better accessibility options.
And then on top of that, have a way where Fire Team Finder is successful in a way where it's more descriptive in a way. So instead of just having the tag, which is fine, but in Final Fantasy 14, in the same sense is that you have more option to make it clear what you want out of a finder in a game where you have a chat box and you can type up whatever you want.
Right.
I feel like Destiny should have that now, because especially as time goes on, the simplified version is not going to cut it. Sometimes you just need to know, this is, checkpoint farming, stuff like that, teaching raids, if a clan wants to bring people in and say, hey, we're teaching so-and-so for a certain amount of hours, here it is, here's the Discord link, you can type it up on their phones, computer, whatever they want to do, and go from there. It should be more refined if I have a dev team be those two combined as one for sure.
Okay. I can see that. Speaking of which, you said accessibility options. Hammercrasher32 had a question for you. He goes, if I remember correctly, you have some issues with your hearing. Do you think Destiny has other quests in the game that will help you get around your hearing issues? Or quests? I think he means other cues. I'm sorry, other cues. Do you think Destiny 2 has other cues in game to help you get around your hearing issues? I'm colorblind, and their colorblind settings really don't help me much.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't know the colorblind thing, but I can't imagine it's easy. But actually, it's funny enough, D1 taught me a whole lot about how to play the game without, pretty much without sound. It's a launch of subtitles, pretty much okay. Mm-hmm. I had dealt with people in my D1 days where I need to have a mic, and it kind of just pissed me off. Okay. I'd be like, first of all, like, I understand you don't need a mic, but at the same time, I'm also saying that I can't really talk right now, but I know the thing, so you'll be able to function enough without having a mic. As long as I can hear you personally, not the game, right, we're good. And that took a little bit. The cues, I think. I mean, it's not that hard now to Discord bring everything to Xbox and PlayStation, because I'm able to, I'm able to like balance the sound between in-game sound versus like the chat sound. If I really do need to listen to people, I could just move the toggle over and still read the toggle. What I really do after every new event or story or expansion, that I don't play with people. I play with people, but I have to let them know that I'm actually going to be quiet, and I'm not going to even bother being in voice chat, because I want to listen to everything first. Mm-hmm. And when we do it again, then I'll hop in and we'll talk, whatever. As long as I hear everything the first time or read the subtitles the first time, I'm pretty much good. But yeah, if there was no subtitles, I most likely would have been playing less of the game, because it'd be impossible.
I play with subtitles on. I'm not hearing impaired, but I have I use subtitles all the time, because sometimes I just can't pick up on sometimes certain things are said in game that I'm like, wait a minute, what did he just say? And it's just a luxury. I just like having the subtitles up.
I do it all the time for TV shows and everything else.
I do too. I use subtitles on all kinds of shows.
Like even voice, it's like it don't have the accent. It just make the like, what did you just say? Like what? Yeah. Like, oh, okay, that's what you just said. Subtitles says so.
Well, how does Discord help you hear stuff better? Is it just you can move up the volume levels better?
Because of the toggle, to be honest, that whole volume toggle. Because I think, because if I remember correctly, I don't know if PlayStation had issues before. I know it did at some point.
It has a toggle too between chat and game.
Yeah, but it wasn't great.
It wasn't that great.
And like for me, for having no ears, like my biggest thing is also headphones. Like I had to go through different brands per se. Like it doesn't matter if they were dispenser or not, because a headphone can say a million things, but like for me, it has to be like crystal clear. Like some of their razors, their wireless razors, does not sound good to me at all. Mm-hmm. Where I bought their Termin version, wire version, and I'm hearing crystal clear, same brand, two separate headphones. It's like, wow. I can never. I just do how my disability is. Like make sure that it's loud per se.
Yeah, I got you. So different headphones make a difference. I got you. I hear you on that. He also had a backup question. He goes, who has been your favorite guest on your show? And is your spouse a gamer too?
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, I don't think I have a lot of guests. I'm much to say who's my favorite, but it's hard because I do have one that's coming up that might be my favorite, but I can't really give it out until May.
No, let's be a mystery. I got you.
Yeah.
Does your wife game too?
No. I mean, I bought her a Nintendo and she plays like Animal Crossing and stuff, and she plays like the cell phone games.
I bought my wife a Switch and she hasn't touched it.
Yeah. She played games on her. She got one of those. What was it, like the Amazon tablet from work for being, being there for 10 years. She played games on there, but like if we're talking about like console game or PC games, no. I told her immediately if she we could teach you. Like I could teach you now, but I'm gonna let you know, knowing how you are. You might chuck the controller for just not understanding the controls alone.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I better not just play it. I was like, all right, that's fine. And then I got her to Switch because she wanted Animal Crossing. I was like, all right. I mean, she's not hiring a gamer, but she knows that.
Okay.
I mean, she gave up on me playing that gaming with everything. I think, no, you are wrong. The gaming is everything, but I still pay the bills and take care of the family and everything. Like, it's not that addicting.
Well, my wife says she's not a gamer, but I see her playing games on her iPhone all the time. I'm like, not a gamer, huh? She'll play games while we're watching TV. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm playing Candy Crush. I'm like, yeah, not a gamer, huh? Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Let's see. I had a question from Danger Powers. Question for LL Cool Z. Not too long ago, you had asked a question to the Discord about quality of life in clans. You had mentioned that you found it difficult that most clans have been a part of I think you meant were very particular about being consistently active and didn't seem to care about life outside the game. Do you still feel that is an issue? In your experience, do your clans, or in your experience, do you clans have become restrictive with their rules?
Yes. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I believe in terms of. So let me rephrase it. People who listen to my podcast before, I preferred anyone who had the active voice with Bungie are considered the big names. So like, Dan Fitty, Clyde, Fallout, people like those. I believe those people have set a precedent on how the game should function. Mm-hmm. And for them to set that precedent made how clans should be, it shouldn't. Because a lot of times, the reason that I remember I made that statement in there because at the time I was falling into a false advertisement that this clan was all about growing the player to be at master raid level. They had like small teams they put you in, and you play together, you grow, and all that jazz. And as time goes on, I started reading the rules a little bit more in detail because sometimes a lot of people just screen through the rules saying, "Yeah, I want to be in it. I can see on the channels." I started saying like one, and I missed a line, and it threw me off completely, where it says, "We don't care about other metas. What we tell you, if required, if there's shits." I was like, what? I had talked to the team. Like, I had talked to the guy who founded the clan. I was like, oh, I was confused because I understand, like, if you tell me something, or like a better DPS, I understand that. But, like, are you saying, like, if there's no other way to make it better? Now, what we tell you is, like, basically sound like the law. It doesn't matter. Fallout made a DPS video thing, like, you need this gun. If they want to use the different gun, that's what you use. It really doesn't matter.
That's bull.
Yeah, so, like, you can, like, be with that clan for 10 years or so, let's say that, you decide to leave, and you go play with another group of people, and they're totally using a different meta, you're gonna be dumbfounded because you're just not used to those metas because you've been with a particular one. That threw me off completely. There are clans like that, like not particularly the one I just mentioned, but there are clans where they'll force you to be like, you have a week inactivity, sometimes a month, sometimes 2 weeks. They prefer you to play with the clans only, so you're not allowed to be like, if I want to play with, Guardian Downcast, I'm not allowed to. I have to ask everyone in the clan first.
That's crazy.
Even if no one answered. So it sounds like it doesn't matter if no one answered, you're not allowed to. It's actually,
wow.
If they catch you, they'll look at your, I don't know. I didn't bother looking at or check my. I guess somehow they have ways to check who you're playing with through the Bungie site.
Well, they look at your play history and maybe look at your matches.
So,
maybe who you were gaming with
your clan.
That's ridiculous, man.
But yeah, it is. Like that's why I said because that's what I said about me getting last now. Because I'm like, I play better now with I got out of that mentality. Because now I'm like I said, I had joining went down from 100 Discord I'm into 30 because now I'm like, instead of just me joining so many LSGs Discord, I should focus on people I have been playing with over the years, like Guardian Galacat, the Blueberry Lounge, a couple other UK Discord. Apparently, I'm very in tune with UK for some reason, probably because of my job.
They're just nice. They're just always so nice. Yeah. They're nice people.
So I'm done at 12:30 in the afternoon, so I can read at 4 o'clock with no problem.
yeah. For the time, if the time links up too, that makes a big difference too. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so just with. And being in those multiple communities alone, I found it's fun because recently I for Decent Crypt, particularly for A-Track, I know there's stores, but then I found out recently you just want to farm A-Tracks. Parasite with the way to go, and
that's what we were using.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Parasite's the bomb, man. I didn't know it. I was using swords on him. I was like, what? Yeah. Parasite, man, it's so much easier. You don't have to get as close to him neither. Yeah.
One guy was like, why do you have these swords? And I was like, what do you mean? I always been using swords. I was like, no, it's Parasite. We're farming. I was like,
Yeah. With the Guardian Downcast clans, we went back and forth on this issue about how active people should be in the clan. And obviously we're in some strange times right now because Destiny's in a holding pattern, and we usually like people to play and participate, at least log in and play the game every 90 days. And I don't think that's asking too much. I've been in clans where if you didn't log in every week, you were gone. Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd show up next week, you'd log in. I was on vacation one week. And
it's not even that. Yeah. It's not even that. Yeah, you guys are the only people, not you guys, the our section line particularly, is still the only people that still use the 100 site.
Yeah.
Everyone else has kind of just phased out and just use Discord only, where it makes it so much difficult,
right?
I believe, in a way to interact with anyone. That's why I think all these clans are making clan names only and stuff. First of all, I get it. You're a clan. You want to play together. You want to be that family type seal. But I think at this point, like you said, we're in weird times where Destiny, we don't know where it's going. No one, I don't think anyone even wants to acknowledge it or want to even talk about it. It's that we are getting nothing for Final Shape still. The last thing we got was back in last year about everything that they just announced. We had nothing since then. Right. Don't even know we're getting a new Darkness subclass at all, and we're almost 2 months out.
I know. I thought the red subclass was coming with this.
Yeah,
into the light, and I got called out.
And we're still in a way of after this 3 act. That's it. That's it. All we have right now is Into the Light, Final Shape, whatever that is.
Right.
Act 1, 2 is 3, and that's it. Nothing else.
That's all we know.
So either Bungie is either gonna cut us off, or they're just gonna maybe what they have been doing was, here we keep cutting it close to our chest, Into the Light doorway, and when time gets closer, we'll be hey, it's a death stream. Well, this time watch it and everyone will flip the freak out, which is fine. I'd rather have that. But what I really want is them to be very much transparent on the answer. Is there something after Final Shape? Which we know there is, but that's 1 or 2 seasons. but that's not good enough. I want to know if there's going to be a Destiny 3 or something, or they're dropping it 2 and it's going to be Destiny whatever.
Yeah, get in line.
You have to have people being invested after Final Shape. I already know that half my Twitter circle already are being committed. Like, Final Shape hits, I'm out.
Yeah,
do a story,
a lot of people are saying that.
I'm out.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that, but they get into that. The fact that they're integrating the first episode into Final Shape means you're going to roll right into it after the raid's done. I don't know. We'll see. People say a lot of things.
Like a lot of the Destiny creators, though, it's a read between the line situation where I think a lot of people need to look at. It's like, all the people who used to follow over the years are now becoming variety instead of Destiny only.
I see it.
So that's the thing I think a lot of people are scared of. Is like, where's Destiny going? If Grenadier Jake, the last guy, suddenly saying he wants to be variety. Oh no, the world goes to hell. Like, no, the guy's smart because he maybe feeling what everyone else is feeling. May not be at Destiny 3. Maybe Act 3, might take a year off. Might go back to that weird age where we're not getting nothing for a year.
Yeah.
Because they decided to work on something.
There's a lot of speculation right now, and
it's an uncertainty is where I'm feeling like the uncertainty where it's scary.
But we go back to Rise of Iron. I mean, they were quiet for almost an entire year before Destiny 2 came out. I mean, you talk about uncertainty. I mean, no one knew there was a Destiny 2. No one knew what was next, but all we knew is that Rise of Iron was out and it was radio silence for the most part. I mean, they popped in and, talked a little bit to us, but nothing like we did now.
Yeah, I think I understand where you're coming from. I think comparing Rise of Iron to now is almost like water and oil because if they are taking a year off, it's going to be Sony's fault or their domain.
Well, we'll definitely get into that, Luminous, when we talk about our topic of discussion. I want to hear what you think about that too. But
I've been a Sony guy for years, so I can safely say that if I read an article where Bungie's saying that we do things because Sony is under our necks, I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, let's change topics just a little bit here. You have a podcast, sir. What do you think of all this podcasting stuff? And what made you get into podcasting, by the way?
Funny you ask, because I always loved answering this. I always been a podcast guy. Wasn't a Destiny listener for podcasting until right when I started playing. So I found podcasting through Final Fantasy 14. At the time I was playing games and I was learning about the game, and, once you start learning about video games, regardless of whatever video games you play, you start getting into communities trying to figure out, strategies, people, all that jazz. And I came across a guy who I still must follow to this day. I never met him personally, but, if I ever do, I'm most likely will give him a hug. I'm Mr. Happy. He's a Final Fantasy 14 turn variety. He does mostly Square Enix, a lot of games, but I found his podcast, and then he started talking about other guests that were podcasting at the time, and I was like, I'll check this out. That's how I found about podcasting in general. And there was this one podcast called Living Break Radio. They're pretty much, I would say, almost like you guys, where you guys kind of just talk about gaming, but then you bring some of your own personal stuff into it. You make it makes it real, not professional in some way, but or people talking to shit and having their opinions. So I followed them for years until they decided to phase out because they no longer want to play the game, which is fine. At the time when they dipped out, it made sense because like you said, like we said about Rise of Iron and King, we had that movement for a bit where we were getting updates instead of 2 or 3 months. We're getting 4 to 5 months, and those updates were not great. They did not the same for another 5 months. So when I started playing Destiny is when I found them. just for me doing podcasting, I would do podcasting, to be honest. I was very afraid of my voice. that was my main reason of my whole back. It was especially when my son died in 2017 when I started having. I'm not 40, but I did have a similar breakdown where I had like a midnight crisis in a way where I was tired of working the retail job just for working. I will come home, do my normal shield, game if I can, take care of the kid, then go to bed. And I was so tired of this. Like, I'd rather do something fulfilling with my life. I'm not saying being a father is not fulfilling. It's just like, and once you turn 18, what are you going to do? Like, that's where your life's going to start again? No. I told my wife that, I'm not doing this. Like, told her I'm going to do podcasting, see where it goes. I'm obviously not going to abandon my dad duties, not going to abandon job or anything. Just, I might take your out of the room for a couple hours, and that was it.
Okay.
And then look back since. I mean, I love it. Like, I found that podcasting in a way allows me to connect with people on a different level where I reach out and I'll play with them, or I'll just reach out after following their Twitter for a bit. Like, no, these are some interesting people. And knowing podcasting as it is, before I started, I listened to so many over the years, like Garner Radio, Crucible Radio, the Final Fantasy side of things, even Pokemon. So there's a few Pokemon podcasts still going to this day, even though there's no game, no updates like we have. It's shocking how you get a game like that and make it last for an entire year.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Yeah. I
learned that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Podcasting is great for meeting people. I think that's the reason I got into it, is because I wanted to be able to talk to people in the community and get to know them more, like what we're doing right now. I had two other questions as far as podcasting. What I say what three things, but it could be any number you like. What three things have you learned from podcasting?
I learned, this is basically my podcast motto is, I guardian for guardians. I learned that every voice matters. It's like every voice matters to a point. Like, if you're going to be a douche nozzle, obviously I'm not going to hear you, but like, positive, constructive voices matter in a way where I learned to listen to everybody and, if they have something to say, I learned, hey, I got a podcast here.
Okay.
I offer them, like, I have a platform. I learned that, some people will take that offer. I learned that, like, there's a side to gaming where, once you become a podcaster, there's a certain level of, like, your brain switch on. Like, you learn that, like, for me, I feel more organized for some reason. Ever since in podcasting, I feel like I learned some organizational skills that I probably should have learned back when I was growing up, but like for some reason it just turns on. I feel intent with me organizing stuff, even with real life, not just podcasting.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And
anything else you've learned?
I learned that, mental health side of things as well. I think it's we all been to a different level of mental health, but I think when I came to podcasting, I learned that, with just talking to different people, that it really, really doesn't matter, what everyone else thinks. Like, if you feel like you need to take a break, just do it for you, and don't do it for everyone else. I took in like a few breaks a couple times where I'll just come home, real life happens or personal, and I was just telling my co, like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm really sorry that you had something to say. I'll make it up to you, whatever. So far, average, super understanding. My other Kahoot, Fluffy, thing. Even them, they will say the same thing. Like, I can't really do it today, and that's fine. I think I learned that, mental health, really does matter coming when you need. Like, you're not going to make a great product if you're going to feel like you're going to be shit.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to be. Well, one, you have to be passionate about what you're talking about in podcasting to keep doing it, because a lot of people burn out because they just lose the passion to do it. Yeah, I get that. And mental health wise, I get it too, because there would be times when, I don't know, I've really never had the problem of Friday comes and I'm like, I just don't want to do it. Now, I'm usually very excited every Friday, and as long as I'm excited, I'll keep doing it every Friday. But I get all those points.
I mean, those are those are for you though. You've been doing it so many years that you have people to fall back on. I think for someone let's say starting out might have that, and then you're like, it was just me and just one dude. And,
So
I'm not gonna find anyone last minute, so I might as well just postpone it to the following week. Like, that happened to me a few times.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
Yeah,
I could probably have people on two hands that I could probably message if I ever need them to join me on a podcast, and they're always so obliged. They're always so happy to help out. So I value that, because and I get it, man. You'll have a week where you're like, oh, so and so's not going to make it, so I'm on my own. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I did my first solo podcast, but I brought my son in at the very end. He asked me some questions and stuff, but for the most part, it was all me, and it's a lonely place, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's why I think I tried to do that by myself, and I was like, I'll just do like, if I couldn't make it, I'll do like a separate segment where I forget what I called it. Yeah, you had
you were chiming in. Talking. Yeah, you were like chiming in on just your initial thoughts. It was just a really quick blurb. I listened to it this last week. Yeah, I get that, man.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, like I said, if you listen to like different podcasts and like over the years, doesn't matter what any genre, you understand that some people do solo, some people have 10 minutes. Like Dan Fitty, I think, is the perfect example.
He's a pro.
He has like 10 to 15 minute podcast where he will talk about something so simple, and the next thing I look at my phone, it's like, did my episode glitch or something? And I looked at the thing. Oh no, it's like 10 minutes. Like, all right.
Yeah, he does it.
I thought he cut off.
I think Dan Finity is the epitome of the student of podcasting, because he's tried all kinds of different podcasts, and he's always moving around. He's always changing it up, it seems, but I love that about him. I love that he doesn't just sit in one spot.
You follow him from the Planet Destiny day. He was very open how he used to do everything from PlayStation 4 while still working the library job. So for him, he has like resources to do research if he really wanted to about podcasting while he's at work. But
I love that guy.
For a guy who does everything from PlayStation and working for a brand that was so highly known, so he had already the influence that it is and grew, which is very knowledgeable, because I don't think those people are really active in media nowadays except for him.
Yeah, he's one of the few left that's still doing it.
Podcast. They went their separate ways.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. But I was saying, the people who help each other out and went their own way, then Fitty is definitely the one that I think the guy. It's weird, because I think I said something to someone, I don't know who, but I was like, Dan's like the mafia, if you really want to think about it. Like, it's that guy that you want to go to for connection, and like, you have to be like, almost like on the good side, they're like, hey, Dan, you got that sweet little digit for someone I need to know. I got something for it. You know what I mean? He sometimes he's off that vibe, but the guy is just super lovely. I'm sometimes in his Discord, and I get good morning messages every morning. I love him.
Yeah, he's good people, man. That's for sure. That's why I love talking with him. Absolutely. Just a few signature roundup questions here before we move on. Do you have any hobbies outside of gaming?
I like to read when I can.
Okay.
I think this is my main hobby is my parenting. Like that take up
that takes
my
a lot
extra
of time.
time.
Yeah, 6-year-old. I get it.
But I don't mind. Like, I never really consider a hobby or anything. It's just, if me and my daughter and the wife are just chilling in the bedroom, I'll sneak off to a game or two if I need to, or if my daughter wants to play for 3 hours. Surely she'll get there. Listen, it's a scene game for 3 hours. I'm like, nah, we're playing something else.
Yeah. Well, hey, parenting.
I got tired of it 2 hours ago. We're not doing one more.
I mean, my son's going to have his first son in June, and he's going to realize that all his time with friends, time with gaming, a lot of that stuff evaporates because kids just need so much at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to learn how to game with the baby on his shoulder.
I got a picture of him in my lap while I was playing PlayStation 3. Yeah. Sitting in my recliner, my gaming recliner, before I had computers and stuff. Hey, I'm curious, dude, what's behind that current gamer tag you got there? LuminousZero. What's that all about, man?
I went through so many. I went through probably 2 iterations before I came to my final name. I usually know Zero, LuminousZero came from. I had a sort of a midlife crisis. I came to realize that after it was basically accepting my son's death in a way. I just said that regardless of if I'm in it sounds so corny, but it will make sense once I explain it. It's regardless if I'm ever in a darkness moment or in a positive moment, I would much rather be the lantern or the light, so people can know that regardless if I'm having an issue or not, you can still come to me. I feel like after my grief in a way, because on top of my son's death, a lot of my real life friends kind of just ditched me, without warning. I can't tell you why they did that. I never got my full on answer, but still to this day, if I ever walk by them, they'll still give me dirty looks for some odd reason.
Wow, really?
So I learned to in a way accept that. I had a life with no friends, so for me, I didn't want anyone doing that. I didn't want anyone to experience the pain that I had losing a child. I kind of grew to put myself in the position of, regardless of what I'm going through, if you do need help, I'm a DM away or, text away, regardless. Pretty much let people know that I'm available. I do have my walls. I'm not gonna be don't dump everything on me. We can talk.
Sure, makes sense.
But LuminousZero came I'd rather be in the Luminous, the Luminous way of to fresh shipping. That was my mindset at the time. And I kept Zero because to this day, my middle school days where I used to tell myself that I am everything, but I'm also nothing, just like the number 0.
Okay.
Right. Because how I saw it back in the day, because I was also being bullied. I had a very weird childhood for having no ears, so it wasn't easy. But I just taught myself that not everyone's gonna be your friend, and not everyone has to like you. But at the same time, what you present yourself to people matters.
Yeah.
So that's why I say.
Yeah. Sorry to
be everyone to someone, but you also can be nothing to anyone. So for you, just be that person. If you want to be nothing for a day, you're allowed to. You want to be something else for a day, you're sure. That's where my Zero comes from. Luminous came from. Just I accepted the reality that is life in a way.
Okay, I like that. I like that definition. I never knew that, by the way. Very philosophical.
I am not opposed to it. It's just no one really want to start talking about bullying. I was bullied as a kid, out of nowhere. It's if it comes up, it comes up.
They're just evil in the world, man. I was bullied as a kid too, man. Yeah, I was a big football player, and I still got bullied because I was a quiet kid. I was a quiet guy. I didn't talk to many people. I was very introverted and shy, definitely shy. So, dude, I get it. I get it.
In the 90s. In the 90s for my era, it was looks and everything else matters. So if you were already goofy looking, you're already considered retarded or stupid, and it's really?
Yeah, that's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple more questions. What's one thing about you that maybe nobody in our community knows about you? It could be anything. It could be a little quirky thing, anything you like. It doesn't have to be too heavy either.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing quirky about me that I have no years, but besides that, I mean, I'm a pretty quiet guy, to be honest. Like, it's very weird how much I love to talk, but like 9 out of 10, I can be doing something completely by myself and not know my phone blowing off or anything. Like, I'm very much like into the shadows. My wife hates this so much. Like, she'll be like, why? I've been texting you for an hour. And I was like, oh, I didn't check my phone for an hour. I'm sorry. It's like I was just doing something. Like, once I get into something, I get into it.
Yeah. Hyper focus, man. Yeah, I get it. One last question. Do you have a motto or mantra that you live by?
Pretty much like I said for my,
yeah, I think you kind of said it.
Zero meaning. Like, I mean, everything, I'm also nothing. Because I think that a lot of people don't understand that, like, I mean, kid, I would say especially for your son and like his son when he's growing up, he's gonna grow up like much like my daughter. I grow up in a digital age where identity is gonna be more of an issue. Where back then is, you know, people word of mouth mattered, and then once you start realizing it really doesn't. Like, people's opinions really don't matter. It's like, it's what you do is what you do. Yeah. There was another model I always tell people when they either make a tweet or make a statement about, like, family members were talking shit about me. I was like, first of all, like, it's better to have 5 friends versus 100 fake friends, because those 100 fake friends want something from you, but the 5 friends that want to be with you are being with you because they like your personality and your quirkiness, whatever you're being real to yourself. That's the people you want to be with. And like, that's just, it can be very much lonely where you text people all the time, reach out, whatever, and get nothing in return. Yeah, it's very much lonely, but at the same time, I think it should build character in a way where you're not lonely as much as you think you are. You're lonely because you're putting yourself in a lonely position. Like, right, weird story about my high school is that the reason I said that phrase is that I went to a bad breakup in high school, like, you know, high school kids. But my 2 closest friends at the time did something weird to me instead, where they were like, you know, you just need to man up and just go to the movie by yourself, go to dinner by yourself, go to shopping by yourself, do all those things without crying. Whatever, they were something to bet with me, without crying or anything or being mopey. Then, you know, one that was like, I'll take you snowmobiling, whatever. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Then I did that, and then what they were teaching me was that regardless of whatever you're going through, as long as you're confident with the person that you are, anything that comes after that is not going to matter. People that is going to be with you are going to be with you. Like the 2 friends that were with me, they've been with me, you know, during my entire high school thing. You know, we keep in touch here and there, but, you know, they've been with me regardless if I was, you know, stupid, crying, mopey, bad breakup or not, anything while I was with them. They still stick with me. There were 2. That is just the entire class. So it's like, to me, as I learned, it's just the fact that as long as you have people that want to be with you, those are the people you should focus on, not the, you know, 100 that's going to be like, oh, I'm a you know, a Twitch streamer or whatever. Now I'm like, you know, for you, not saying that's the bad example, but, you know, there are people like that where once you announce yourself, they're going to come after you because you now have something to offer that would just benefit them and not you. It's a sad, weird double-edged sword of content creation, digital age, and all that jazz.
Yeah. Wise words, man. Wise words. Yeah. I like it. Well, thank you, sir, for sharing your life with us, Mr. LuminousZero. Okay. Are you ready for the speed run?
I'm ready. I'm going to try my best.
All right. Okay, let's have fun with it, man. All right. We'll do that right after this.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, boys and girls, this segment is called The Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 800 possible questions for our guest tonight. And LuminousZero here will have 2 minutes to answer as many as you can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and at the end of the year, the guest with the most answer will win a prize and title of 2024 Speedrun Champion. The questions are custom curated by me, so no one can memorize the order, and just quickly answer what comes to mind. Tonight, I'm going to read out the questions from my list, and my phone assistant here will help me with the timer. Nico, a.k.a. Jersey, is our current leader with 48 questions answered. So what do you think, LuminousZero? You ready to do this, man?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Counting down. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
Hand towels or air dryer?
Hand towel.
Void, solar, arc, stasis, or strand?
Arc.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Japan.
Walmart or Target?
Target.
Controller or mouse and keyboard?
Controller.
Sidearm or shotgun?
Sidearm.
Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit?
Gambit.
Are you an AMC Stubbs member?
No.
Quest or RNG?
RNG.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
Oh, Tom Holland.
Good. Twab or Twid?
Bob.
Human, Awoken, or Exo?
Exo.
Precision or Spray and Pray?
Precision.
Is Scum Death your uncle?
No.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Venus?
Suspend or Freeze?
Freeze.
Vex, Hive, or Fallen?
Vex.
What's your favorite armor or weapon mod?
Oh,
That always hangs people up.
Rebellious, I guess.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work. No.
Yeah.
What's the best sandwich?
Peanut jelly.
Kill Clip or Rampage?
Rampage.
What armor slot do you use as an exotic?
Head.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Core.
TV or monitor?
Mother.
What number am I thinking of?
22.
X-Wing or TIE Fighter?
Oh, wow. TIE Fighter.
Describe yourself in one word.
Fool.
Destiny 2 seasonal events, yes or no?
Yes.
I'll do a few more here. What's one thing you own that needs to be thrown out?
My socks.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
My first job. Retail.
Salt or pepper?
Salt.
Do you have a tattoo?
No.
Skippy or Jif?
Oh, Skippy.
All right, one more. Favorite drink?
Mountain Dew.
Oh, nice. Venus is my favorite planet too, by the way. Nice job.
Yeah, is that the one with the Vex? Like,
Yeah.
No,
Yes, that's where you met the stranger in Destiny 1, yes.
Yeah. I was a few years. I was like, there better be Venus. I keep thinking it's Venus, but I might not be wrong.
Very nice, dude. Very nice. 34, not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, all right.
That's respectable, man. Nice job. That's not bad at all.
Someone called me off guard, especially the uncle one. I was like, I don't know who that is. So, no.
Uncle Scum Death, you're going to hear him later. You'll hear him later, that's for sure. He's our crazy uncle from across the pond in UK.
Okay.
Yeah. He's kind of a long time, I guess you could say he's a long time part of our show that came from the Dad's Tales podcast.
I might recognize like the profile picture, but like at the name alone, it's like, no.
That's all right. It's all right. Actually a princess said no as well. Princess, Priceless. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, man. Good job. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Hey, I got a question for all you listeners out there. Do you have a great speedrun question? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them in our speedrun question ideas channel. And we'll add them to next year's speedrun. Just remember, they need to be yes or no, 1 or 2 word answers. Either or questions will also be accepted. And don't forget, what's your favorite? That's always it is my favorite open-ended question. At the end of the year, we're going to have 2 drawings again for a $25 gift card of your choice. And you can enter up to 5 questions to go into the drawing. So good luck. Also, if you're enjoying what you've heard today in our show and know someone who plays Destiny, hey, could you do us a favor? Share the show with them. All the links are in our show description, right down there in our show description. All right, that means it's time for This Week at Bungie.
Howdy folks, this is MC Squared and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
All right, this week in Destiny for March 28th, 24. This was pretty much just a recap, TWAB. There's not really much to say here, but they talk about the Brave weapons that are coming to the new game type that the last two Bungie live streams have been talking about, which is the quote Horde mode, where you can go through certain levels of the game. And if you haven't watched those live streams, look at Destiny 2's Bungie's channels on YouTube, and you can listen and watch the replays from all the last two live streams. But really, there's not much to talk about this week in the TWAB. The Hunters, by just a hair, won Guardian Games. Yay. There were some great people who raised money for the charity, the Guardian Games Cup. I just want to congratulate the first place team, which, my gosh, I really thought the Game to Give guys were going to win it, but the Quack Dealers ended up raising $31,000 and plus dollars for the Bungie Foundation. So outstanding. Congrats to everybody there. And basically shit's broken. So, hey, and I want to get right in to our topic of the week.
Hey, it's Brittany, your favorite mod, and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
All right, for our topic of the week, I figured this was pretty relevant since this is kind of the talk right now with the Destiny 2 game, and that is the new, quote, Horde mode called Onslaught. Bungie's had two live streams talking about the first live stream. They talked about the levels, and they showed you some gameplay of how it's played and, setting up turrets and laser beams and stuff to help, keep the enemies from taking over or destroying the vaults or whatever it is you're protecting. The second live stream this week, though, was more about all the weapons. They talked about the Hall of Heroes. They showed you the attunement, how you can farm for certain weapons that are available here. And I'm just curious, Luminous, what did you think of this last live stream, the one where they talked about the Hall of Heroes and all the weapons and stuff? What was your overall take of everything?
I was losing my mind. When they revealed the black armor weapons, I lost my mind. I think everything they shown is, I think, what we needed more Destiny over the years, not just this update, but very excited. I think it's gonna be a good time, especially. Really curious on if it's true on the statement to me about Onslaught. It's like an alternative way of the last wish part where you just shoot weapons to upgrade it, to level them up, or finish up your catalyst. If that's gonna work, because you never know, they might say it, and then next thing there might be a bug.
You never know. Yeah.
If that is the case, and it is like carrying over the final shape, it would be a nice alternative, and then using the last wish read for anything else.
Yeah, I tell you, the one thing that I really loved at the beginning of the live stream last week was the fact that they showed the back room of where they store all the seasonal event stuff.
Oh yeah,
was that so cool? That was so awesome. I was like, oh, there's Space Grandma. I guess they just keep her in the back room when there's no seasonal event. It was kind of
and
weird.
all the statues, like here you go. It's like a school gym. Like here's all the holiday. We'll just stuff into a closet.
Yeah, it was really weird how they make you walk through that before you get to the Hall of Heroes. But and then once you walk into the Hall of Heroes, I don't know about you, but I had 30th anniversary vibes with all the chests and stuff everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of all that? You think that's?
I liked it. Yeah, because I think it's what needed the most. Because I think in terms of how they explain over the stream how the weapon is not craftable. That's what got me the most. Because then looking at all the chests and everything that we can do in terms of focusing makes sense of what that room entails. So it's the grinding that's highly needed in Myths, where you don't have to worry about getting 5 red borders. Now you can you can grind as many weapons you want, pick out the best, and just go from there and still keep going. Because I personally did not look at the ranking stuff on purpose, because I kind of just want to wait for myself to see that.
Be surprised. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm ready to really. I think I haven't really ranked up any seasonal stuff to the max, just because I think just halfway I was like, I'm done. But this one I'm really going to try to get to reset and try to get everything go from there, because it does look pretty cool. Especially they brought back the super black shader. It's really enough that my circle of friends, half of them are excited and the other half are pissed off. I'm like, why? It's all black shader. It's it's cool. I'm gonna use it for sure, but it's it makes sense. I just think that with the super flash shader and everything, it's weird that they did not offer any weird way of getting mementos. I feel like that should have been added.
Yes, I was surprised too. I could have sworn there would be a memento in this Into the Light.
All of them. I'm not talking about just one. I'm talking about all the mementos they release over time. Where if you keep doing onslaught, you get one popped out. This way, you have options. If you want to gambit, recluse color shader, you can. Stuff like that. I feel like it's highly needed, because we're grinding. That's the thing. That's the highlight of the Into the Light. It's the grinding that it's highly missed.
Yeah.
Because after playing for so many years, not after playing so many months from this season alone, I understand the crafting side of things, where it's it can't be repetitive, and it does. So it's I'm annoyed by it sometimes. Oh god, I've done this raid 5 times and I just need to one craft up, but I don't want spoils spent, because I need to spoil to buy the electro accurates, which I still don't have yet. It's I'm not buying spoils anymore. It's I'm not spending spoils. So it's just drop it.
Spoils
the
are
fact that they don't the 5 items that you only get per season pisses me off way more than it should.
Right. Yeah, I don't like the spoil system either, because even if you go to the Monument of Lost Light to get prior weapons, if some of them are from the raid, you have to have spoils in addition. And if you're not really into raiding and you're trying to collect your exotics, getting into the game, how are they supposed to have spoils of conquest when they're not even raiding yet? And that's the only place you can get them. And unless you know where to go get the chest, which that's only only a select people that have played the game long enough know how to go farm that stuff, outside, but where they don't have to run the raid to get some of this. But it's not a whole lot. It's still, you only get so much per week per character. But, the biggest thing is, the super black. I'm excited about that, but I was really disappointed they didn't have any kind of memento, and maybe they'll mention it next week. But from what they shared, next week is going to be more about, there's 2, they said there's going to be 2 exotic missions that we played in the past.
Specifically, old.
Yeah.
With assuming people are thinking it's Whisper and Outbreak. Because that only makes sense. It's old. Anything else is still technically in the game.
Well, I mean, we still have the Hawkmoon mission. I guess they could have that one come back.
Yeah, but that's Zer's thing at this point, though. I feel like that's it's what Zer have to offer. Let they maybe remove it. But yeah, it does make sense. I still don't have the ship
right
from the Hawkmoon, so if they do bring it back, that would be nice.
Yeah, I got the ship. It's a really nice ship. It is. I busted my butt for that ship, though, man.
I think Whisper and Outbreak would, I don't know, and busted, I understand people just full excitement for it. It does not feel like it should be popped right back, because I think I let them making it craftable. Hey, we're bringing this back, but here's a craftable version. Then I highly think that would make more sense. But like, if they're just bringing it back and nothing changes for them, I was like, nah, don't do that.
It'll have to be craftable because I mean, I got a whisper in my vault right now and I don't use it. I did not get excited. I did not get excited if it is a whisper mission because
what else? I mean, what other exotic quests out there?
The Bad Juju one, maybe. I think I've heard that's the only one that hasn't been replayed.
They make that craftable.
Now, if I could craft Bad Juju, I'd be more excited about Bad Juju being craftable versus. Yeah. But see, here's the thing, man. This exotic bow that we got in Season of the Wish, I did not go back and run and get all the. You know how they have it where you can go back and get all of the the catalyst for it. Yeah. I have no interest in doing that. I barely use the bow as it is. I wasn't impressed, but I'm not a bow guy. But
that's the thing. That it's not for everyone. But they give you the option to get it done. Just in case you ever decide to need it. But that's the thing.
Well, remember they had the exotic glaive on EDZ. I never went back and got all those. I got the glaive, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I never went back to get those variants either. I don't know. I just do the legend. I just don't. I'm not a glaive person, and I'm not a sniper person. So if they came back with a craftable Bad Juju, and I do use Bad Juju on occasion, that I would get excited about. Outbreak Perfected, definitely I would get excited about that if it's craftable. But if they're just going to offer some new perks for the gun, maybe a reworked perks set on the gun, and it's not craftable, I don't know if I'm going to spend a lot of time doing this.
I would much rather have it, let's say, Bad Juju and Outbreak come back and craftable, but also change the strand and sort of some way to have an option for it, like they did for rifle. Came into Lightfall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you click the catalyst for it, it changes into train.
Right.
Either that or stasis, one of those two.
I'll
play with stasis, so I believe you add that with the nanite and maybe add some headstone to it. I could see it be really cool. But
yeah, okay.
I mean, there's ways you can do about it.
I don't know, man. I for newer players, I could see these being fun challenges to do. But for established players, if they're not craftable, now there's only one gun that I went back to and got all the Catalyst versions of, and that's Revision Zero, because that gun is one of my favorite weapons in the game right now.
Yeah.
Do you use that gun? I'm a pulse rifle guy, if you haven't figured that out yet. But
I'm branching out, but I used to be only scouts and pulse.
Yeah, I love.
I was never a hand cannon sidearm person. Like if I get pissed off and I have to force to use those for, champion. I was like, I can't use hand to shit. Now it's like, it's not that bad now. Think about it.
Well, people razz me for using a sidearm on a boss one time in a raid because I had a sidearm mission or a sidearm gun bounty, but that's neither here nor there. I love sidearms. I love using them, but I don't like hand cannons, man. I just came from Call of Duty where it was all about rifles. It was all about rifles. And if you had a hand cannon, they called it a sidearm and Battlefield or Call of Duty, and they didn't have much power.
I do look like hand cannons in COD for sure.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of an afterthought weapon where if you needed just a few bullets to finish off the enemy once you emptied your clip on them, you could pull out your sidearm they called a pistol, a sidearm, whatever, and finish them off. But they didn't really emphasize those guns, so maybe that's the reason why I don't like hand cannons these days. But I still have them all. I still got all the. I keep all the exotic ones and stuff, but I just can't I'll tell you what, I was really disappointed though. And I have a feeling this is going to happen. I really thought Red Death would be introduced next week, but when they said it was old, replayable missions of old exotic missions.
But I think it is so, but not in Into the Life. Final Shape, I believe.
I think it's going to be Final Shape. I agree. I think it's going to be a Final Shape exotic.
Someone mentioned it. It's supposed to be like a pulse rifle looking with that going on.
Yeah.
Auto rifle. Red Death's supposed to come back, but not the auto rifle. It's supposed to be like a different.
No, don't make it an auto rifle. It better be exactly the way it was from Destiny 1, because I have over 100,000 kills on that rifle.
Crimson was the thing I used back in the day when it was first, launched. But like, this is where I said the crafting side of things is repetitive because I'm not trying to sound like an elitist or anything, but like I do not elitist, but I'm just going to sound like an anyway. Don't believe in meta per se. I just think that I said this on my last episode of my podcast with Average and Fluffy, where everything that the first Death Stream was released and everything they said we're getting a weapon for before we revealed on, so we have so many weapons already as it is, and that's just, and people are so worried about metas, you're kind of just like eliminating half the weapons already. That would beat the purpose of this entire conversation on, thrift feed, content route. First of all, like that's the thing with crafting. Crafting can be absolutely game changer if they allow people to get what they want out of that loot pool. Not loot pool. Yeah, right. It's where the what do you call on the weapons? I don't know. Anything.
The rolls, you mean?
Yeah, the rolls. Sorry.
Yeah.
All the rolls that you get on the weapons per se, but level them up. That's where it felt so much. You're leveling a weapon up to like I think 20, and that's it. After that, it's meaningless.
Yeah. In
all front, you should be like, if you reach 100 or so, you unlock every role possible. So I mean, you want to use the gun consistently up to level 100, so you can get the roles you want. So obviously, and that's your god roll. You're working for your god roll. That's RNG. Because if we're going to this back to this conversation of, I'm tired of thrift feed, then stop worrying about meta then. But that's the issue. Meta is forcing you to believe that certain guns each season need to be viable. It does not need to be viable at all. As long as you have, I guess, a role that functions, it can work. Like, for example, I'm using this build on my Titan, which I just found out recently because I decided to invest my time into the Summoner Weekend for trial to get incandescent, and I believe it was supposed to be something else. Then I ended up with Substance instead. That gun still fires like 100%.
Subsistence.
Because I'm now using the incandescent with Scar, the headpiece, to give me unlimited heals.
Oh yeah.
Just the incandescent. I don't need Substance. Substance means shit. I have the paracosal movement, motion, whatever, where I have to keep moving. I had another something like that. And I accidentally
You're talking about perpetual
motion. I still function just as fine without Substance on that roll because I just both of them had incandescent on it. And as long as I have one, I'm good. I did it in the raid. I did it just fine. That's the thing. If weapons should have all rolled out available to them, and then if you RNG it, that's fine. And I think this is where the so-called system they're using for enhancing.
Yeah, like
I think that should be also available on top of crafting. So, like, if you do happen to get an RNG drop that's not craftable, and it's like a guy rule, now you could go to a different vendor and enhance those perks very much in a way if you're decided to level 100 on a craftable version.
Right.
Anyway, which one's easier? Both of them are easier. It's just one takes time, and one is the luck of the draw. It really doesn't matter. It's because you're playing the game.
Well, I'm a big believer in determinable loot. In other words, give me a path. If I'm unlucky, give me a path where I can get the guaranteed roll of what I want. And some people have said, well, crafting ruined Destiny. Bullshit. Crafting did not ruin Destiny. You know how crafting, when it first came out in season of the Witch? Or season of Witch? No, I'm sorry. The Witch Queen. When the Witch Queen expansion came out, that's when they introduced the crafting, right? I loved it. That kept me so busy through that whole season. My goal was to just get as many things crafted that I like to use. Not so much everything, period, which let's face it, it was a big hill to climb, but using stuff that I was already playing with in the game or archetypes that I was already using in the game and being able to craft it the way I want. Now, I agree, Luminous. Once you get to level 20, it unlocks all the enhanceable perks and everything. And I agree. Maybe a few more levels, I think, to get up there. And you have to get to level 30 to get the the
ornament or the shader.
What is it called? The
the shader, the memento.
No, the other thing.
You have memento on it.
The memento. That's what I'm. Yeah, if you have the memento, which you can only, you only get one, and it's not refundable, by the way. So you make sure it looks good on the gun before you put it on, by the way. And just look at the preview when you're doing shaders on your weapons. That's how you can do it, as long as you unlock the memento. Yeah. But yeah, once you get to level 30, then you can apply that memento. But and they said that all the brave weapons and certain weapons that they mentioned in prior TWABs were going to have enhanceable perks going into final shape. I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do that. If there's going to be some currency where you can apply it to make it enhanced perk, or whether you have to just pray to the RNG gods. I don't know. But,
from what I understand, there's supposed to be any roll you get can be enhanced from Onslaught. Then there's supposed to be the limited edition version, which is supposed to be curated, we hadn't heard that word in a long time.
Right. Yeah.
But basically that's like the Bungie version of what they think is the god roll.
Right. Yeah.
Fine. I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. I give people away if they want to do those quests for 12 weeks, which I think is one per week.
Right.
But I mean, every different weapon. You get all 12 weapons by just doing that quest.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that's all you want. You don't have to do Onslaught. That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's fine.
And I think those are the R-Site bounties. I think they're talking about if you do the R-Site bounties for every weapon, that you can get a determined roll, an already baked in roll, and you can get the special edition, right?
Special edition. So for people that want to have the option of PvE, PvP, that's where you start doing the grinding and Onslaught and just getting go back to the chest. That's fine. That's the thing. It's the grinding. The underlying word for all the free content you're getting is the grinding aspect of the game. Before, you were just grinding something for red borders, and that's it. And you just need 5. So it's like this one now, you can have an entire air transit with that stupid meat they did. It's funny.
That'll be the last weapon I'm working for. It's edge transit.
But on top of that, it's like that's the thing. We just need the grinding aspect. The crafting, going back to the last thing I want to say about crafting, is the crafting thing is definitely good because it just gives people that don't want to play this game on a consistent basis an option to do something. Yes. Or option to get something and turn out their time. Where
loot for you're getting loot. You're getting rewards for the time invested in the game.
Well, I just think that for like I said, how crafting can be refined. So once you get to level 100, that's where it becomes. I want to take a level 100. It's a ballpark idea, but let's say once you reach a level 100, it becomes masterwork. So you get the masterwork unlock. So wherever roles that. No, that it becomes masterwork. Then you get let's say a +3 on
all your stuff.
I think +3 whatever rolls you get. So for instance, let's say Kill Clip and Rampage, you get a +3 reload and +3 stability, whatever it is, just stupid shit like that. Mm-hmm. And you pick a different roll, you get a +3 handling and a +3 range. It's like you work with the rolls that you work with and determine what the +3s you want, what rolls you want, and just go from there. This way, someone who's not going to grind consistently to have options. That's the thing. You need to have options. Right. So like I said, we have so many weapons at this point. It'll almost make it sound like we just need to sunset some shit. Just saying.
don't get me started on sunset.
It's about we're going to sit here and bitch about not having stuff to do, but yet we have so many weapons to choose from, and yet we're still sticking to 5 things for meta. Not a very good look.
I mean, I'm not a fan of RNG. I mean, even though RNG's been good to me, especially in some exotic raid drops, but I'm not a fan of it because, let's face it, a lot of us out there have jobs, have lives, have kids, have family, have wives, have relationships, and the time we have to sit down for a couple hours every night to play, there should be some incentive for people to work towards something in the game. And then for people who want to no life it all weekend and go for it, let the RNG drop method be there as well for those that want to seek that god roll that just drops, and people freak out about it. But I'm of the mindset that Bungie has done it. I think they've approached it from both sides of the fence here. I think it's a good balance. I really do believe it is. I'm just curious what these exotic missions are going to be, if it's going to make them craftable. If it does, I might think about doing them, but I already have these weapons in my vault, and I'll have to see what, even if they roll a different perk or even an origin perk is different, I'm still going to think about that. I might just grind out more of the Brave Arsenal instead.
Make it different.
Yeah. Speaking of Brave Arsenal, the Development Insight, they had a Developer Insight article, and they listed all the 12 weapons that are coming out. And I was just curious, of all these, they showed the each of the weapons, and then they showed their third and fourth column options that they were going to be offering for these weapons. Is there anything that stands out to you that you really want to work on first or the most?
Honestly, is Blast Furnace and with the Recluse. As much as so, like, a lot of people want to hate on Recluse, I think what they're offering makes sense. Because, like, the first thing that sticks out to me when I read this is that the reason why I believe wherever the final shape can release is going to be Void and something else, because a lot of these weapons are Void related. Like, nothing, except for Barbarians, that's just one arc. Fire things, that's not even solar, so it's like, you know, it makes you wonder, like, it's like a hint that, you know, Void and Arc or Void and Faces are going to stand out more.
Well, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what the artifact's going to be in Final Shape, because if there's a lot of Void weapons in here,
like a lot of them they're suggesting is, like, you know, for both the race and you know, the other one.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's kind of cringing. The Recluse, the Mountaintop, and the Forbearance was definitely a raid weapon that, I mean, I had to bust my butt to craft that to get exactly how I wanted it. But now everyone can get it now. So I'm kind of a little butthurt about that. But hey, we played our raids. We did what we were doing, and I'm not entirely upset about this. But the fact that Luna's Howl's coming back. Now, I know Luna's Howl, the Mountaintop, and the Recluse, these were all pinnacle weapons back when the seasons came out. They each were pinnacles for those seasons. Now, Chris Proctor was talking to the guys on PvE, and he said that the Recluse, Mountaintop, and the hand cannon, Luna's Howl, will not be. They're not going to be killer like they were, like game breaking when they came out. Because if they bring it back, the power creep's going to be so incredible. I'd be worried that it would break the game. But I will tell you this about the Recluse. You mentioned that was one of the weapons you wanted to get. I did not get the title role I wanted, and I played a lot of Guardian games this past 3 weeks. In fact, I never got my repulsor brace destabilizing rounds title, but guess what? You can get it on Recluse. So I feel good. I feel vindicated there that I'll have that submachine gun that I can use with my Hunter Void build and stuff, you know?
Yeah. But I think like a lot of these weapons, I think a lot of people are missing out just because they're just looking at the name. It's like their origin traits are completely going to make them different.
That's true. They're going to have different origin traits.
They're not coming in as they were, like Forbearance and Possession. I mean, if you really think about it, I would say maybe Forbearance for the Brave version, it's good for someone that may not raid. But like, I have Forbearance from the raid, and that's good because once you kill, you get your life back, where this one does not. Right. So it's like, it's one or the other. And it's just like, I just think that my only gripe with the weapon that revealed was that I was really hoping for more, which Chris Proctor mentioned that PvP thing. There were 40 that they had initially. Right. They had to reduce it to 12 because of the funding. That's the only reason.
I understand.
I believe if they had the funding, 40 would have been instantly in this DLC.
Well, you said Blast Furnace. We're probably on the same wavelength because Blast Furnace is one of my all-time favorite pulse rifles from Season of the Forge. I was
actually really hoping for Rigging Nail, to be honest. And Blast Furnace is fine. I like it. I like all Black Armory weapons. That's like, if my character's war is related to Black Armor. I don't know. I was really hoping for Rigging Nail because that was
a good auto
rifle.
Yeah, that was a good auto rifle.
When that CZ came out, like I got that guy rolled and I was using it consistently.
I have two Blast Furnace right now.
Was the other one?
I have 2 blast furnace in my vault right now that I refuse to delete because they were and I have probably 50,000 kills between the 2 of them, PvE and PvP. But I was going to ask you, this was one of the questions I wanted to ask you in the interview is is there a weapon in your vault, not excluding exotics, because you can always get another one of those. Is there any legendary weapon in your vault right now that you would not remove or dismantle without fail? It was blast furnace always for me. And I actually have a bygones too that I just refused to get rid of, an outlaw kill clip one. But
yeah. I want to say my SMG, my Ikelos.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of ARC subclasses with it?
I love ARC, but like I'm just going with the flow at this point. But like if I have a choice to be dominant, it would definitely be ARC for sure.
Okay, I got you.
I was a very heavy Warlock, ARC buddy user.
Okay.
Like someone told me to go, well, like, fuck you. No. Well,
I remember your ARC buddies. You were throwing those up in scrims sometimes. I'd always get killed by those damn things.
That Exotic and that ARC buddies are my best friend and my Warlock. But for Titan, so I definitely have been enjoying that would maybe got into Titan because I needed a break from my Warlock because I was using so many wells. And I just remember one time in a raid and someone just came down and I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh, the Superman slam.
And I forgot Titan had that Thundercraft. I was like, let's give it a try.
That's awesome. That's my favorite super in the game. Don't tell any Titans that, but I love that super. It's fantastic being a Warlock main, but I love using it.
ARC is dominant.
It is. It's so much fun.
In craft because our Hunter has the staff and Titan has the Superman and ARC buddy for Warlock. But like, Final Shape version. It's weird though, cause now I'm talking about it. It's weird that Hunter has another arc, like Soul Class, and where Titan get the Void Axe and Warlock gets his final buddy with his solar. So, damn.
Well, it's funny. I was reading all of these cool weapons and I was thinking, okay, I see some weapons I definitely want to grind for here. And then it says at the bottom, half of these weapons will be available starting April 9th when it comes, including the Recluse Hung Jury, the Succession, Edge Transit, and Elsie's Rifle, and Fallen Guillotine. The remainder will unlock one at a time each week through the week of May 21st. And the community went crazy because this is supposed to tie us over and keep us busy up into Final Shape, right? Well, May 21st is only, 2 weeks away from Final Shape? So what if Blast Furnace was the last weapon to drop on May 21st? That means I got 2 weeks to grind this thing to get the roll I want. Talk about FOMO, man. Well, it's funny that was, they stated that because they immediately tweeted that actual same day the TWAB came out. Destiny 2 team actually tweeted out this. They said, we've got updates on the rollout for the Brave Arsenal starting April 9th, plus some important call outs to highlight just how much loot you'll be swimming in during Destiny 2 Into the Light. First up, we've seen the feedback on releasing additional weapon each week after the first 6 drops on April 9th, and we're condensing the schedule to release everything by April 30th. So basically by the end of the month, you're going to have access to everything, not May 21st, which was an entire month later. That was just ridiculous. They said, we still think it's important to have fresh rewards to look forward to in a few weeks. We want to pack the first half of Destiny 2 into the light before we introduce more playable content in the second half. And then they said, let's talk about guaranteed limited edition variants, because that was another question that came up, and weapon drop rates. By completing Arcite's quest, which we just talked about, you are guaranteed to get a curated, like you said, had been stated in a while, limited edition variant of each weapon. The team has picked some very hot perks for these, and they all come with shiny visuals, which they talked about. They showed those off in the second stream this week. So they said, so even if you don't have a lot of free time, you'll be able to walk out of Destiny 2 Into the Light with a limited edition variant of all 12 Brave weapons with excellent rolls and over a month to complete the straightforward quest. Earning your own limited edition God roll is meant to be a very exclusive reward that you should require some effort, which is why we wanted to make sure everyone can get at least one awesome limited edition variant of each weapon through quest. Finally, they say this. The weapon drop rates during Destiny 2 Into the Light will be among the highest in Destiny's history, even harkening back to the days of Season of Opulence. By attuning to a specific weapon, you'll greatly increase your chances of dropping it from the Onslaught chest, which I believe they said it was 50%. And you'll be opening a lot of chests. Depending on how long you last, expect to earn several drops of the same weapon in a single session, especially on 50 wave runs. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be looking forward to that. You can also use the weapon chest near shacks at the Hall of Champions to get the more, that's what they call it, not Hall of Heroes, but Hall of Champions, to get more weapons using trophies of bravery. These trophies will drop game-wide across core rituals, seasonal activities, raids, dungeons, Dares of Eternity, Lost Sectors, and more. Well, my ears perked up when they said Lost Sectors. That's one thing I love to do solo. So you're always earning progress toward more weapons as you're playing. These even drop from Onslaught chests, so you'll be able to grab a few more rolls even after every Onslaught session. All 12 base Brave weapons can still be farmed after Destiny 2 Into the Light concludes. We'll be moving Onslaught over to the dedicated node and Vanguard Ops, which will launch with the final shape, at which point you'll also be able to enhance perks on all of these weapons. And we even have more content to announce for Destiny 2 Into the Light next week. Come hang out at their Twitch Bungie account at Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. God's time, to get a look at what's coming, and we'll see you then. So immediately an about face from their statement on their development update or development article talking about all those weapons. What do you think? You think this was a good thing for Bungie, or what was your opinion when you saw all this, man?
Well, I mean, at first when I saw the vlog, I didn't have an issue, to be honest. I think the side I was seeing that people having, is forking fires over, was the fact that the limited edition thing was the issue. Like, right. I know a lot of people want to find the limited edition, and not like there wasn't enough time, but then, like, I don't think it would ever issue for them to drift feed, because they, like I mentioned a few times in this episode, where you're having the conversation of, well, are you complaining that there's nothing to do until June if you grind everything out week 1 or not? It's like, that's the thing. I don't think it's wrong for them to, drift feed, but I think it's nice for them to actually understand where the community was coming from, instead of, just give it basically a month, essentially, right. A whole month of May, right, to grind everything out till June. But like, not the Onslaught not going away. I think the only thing that they made it very clear on is that all of these are still staying. It's just the limited edition curated, right, are the one that's going away. That's what
that is a limited edition, and it will not be available during.
That's what you're actually grinding for. So you can't go to the final shape with, showing off the new flavors, or anyone who's not going to new, which is fine. Like, it's good to show off, but like at the same time, it's like, let's be real. Like, I've been saying this throughout all of it, like the meta, like all these weapons are going to be meta in final shape. Probably not. I guarantee you, probably not. I'm pretty sure that because I think everyone was forgetting, they were also getting used to type of weapons in final shape, and that the Lumina version of all the weapons, where they can heal. Are they going to be OP or not? So that's the thing.
Right. Yeah, I think it was Log Power Slave, put out there that, basically he was saying in his tweet that, hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. They're giving you all these weapons. Shh, quiet. And I was like, I think I posted a meme of, Willy Wonka, where the little blueberry girl, says, I want it all now. I want it now. I don't care how. I want it now. And, that immediately came to mind, when I saw that. But here's the deal, man. We've been through the droughts, right? You played Rise of Iron, and for a whole year I didn't have anything to play in Destiny. I still don't know how I kept myself busy during those times, but this game was only delayed 4 months. That's really nothing. It really is nothing. And if anything, I've been catching up on a lot of my TV shows. For the first time, I've been pacing myself playing this game because there's no FOMO. I don't have to worry about missing a story of the week. I don't have to worry about, missing an ending cutscene or something that someone's going to spoil on Twitter before I actually have a chance to play it. I've done it all. I'm all caught up. And as far as these weapons are offering, people are saying, well, they're not new weapons. I mean, come on, man. This is just a little extra. They put some developers together to build this for you, to keep you interested in the game for the 4 months, right? Up until, well, actually it's 2 months, really. Here's the thing. It's free, guys. It's free. You have to pay $25 for it. It is all free. This costs you nothing. If you're a free-to-play player, guess what? You can jump in this and get all these weapons. Think how cool that is for someone who hasn't played the game like we'd have. I just get a little, as a community, I think we're really spoiled. I really do, man. And, when the community freaked out about all this, I was just kind of like shrugged my shoulders. I was like, all right. So we got to work every week to get a new weapon to unlock every week. That's Destiny. That's the way they've always done things, right? They've always dripped that content to us. You know, the reason they drip that content to us, right? Is because in Destiny 1, they would roll out the DLC all at once, right? You get the full story, the little mini campaign. You would get all the activities that were included in it, whatever that may be. And this is before season passes even. People would hyperplay it for a week and blow through all the content and say, there's nothing to play. I'm bored. There's nothing to play. And I think Bungie saw this long ago and said, we can never release everything all at once ever again, because we have our hardcore Destiny players out there who are just going to slam through it. They're going to pull all-nighters. Hell, I've even seen these gaming these stream teams. It's called the Gaming House, where they literally rotate guys in for a full 24 to 48 hours to play a new game and just burn through all the content. So, I used to be a super hyper gamer when it came to Destiny 2, but I've slowed down quite a bit. Obviously we do podcasts now and we have content we're creating and stuff that we're interested to create. But my God, man, they've already adjusted everything. So it's all finished in a month instead of probably less than a month, instead of waiting until the end of May to get it all. That alone, and most people have been positive about that, but to me, it didn't really bug me either way. I'm just being honest. It really didn't. This is all free content. So what are we complaining about?
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the underlying thing about all this. It is free, and it's just very weird how people are just playing, like, for you say, you're catching up on stuff, and it turned out this, waiting time for Final Shape. I'm doing almost the same thing. Like, I just got revealed that Final Fantasy 14, their expansion comes out June 28th. So, like, basically the end of the month. So I had to, an entire month in June playing 2 games.
You have to grind, man, to get to the Final Shape.
So I had to, make sure, because I'm not even sure I'm day 1 yet, because I had to really figure out a team. I might just do 8, 12 hours and go to work the next day. I don't think I'm going to do the 40 hours. I did that last time for Val.
Yeah, but Luminous, it's okay to play another game.
No.
It's okay.
No.
You don't have to grind through Final Shape and get through it. I know there's FOMO out there, but you don't have to do that. You can play your Final Fantasy on the 28th. You can do both. You can spend one night playing Final Fantasy and another night playing some Final Shape. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, this is the pot calling the kettle black, because all I play is Destiny. But when, instead of playing other games, you know what I do? I catch up on shows. I watch movies that I've been wanting to watch on the streaming services and stuff. I just pace myself, man. And if there's nights I'll come in this office and I'll go, you know what? I just ain't feeling it. I'd like to play some comp, but I'm just not feeling it tonight. So I turn on the TV or go to my streaming services with a myriad of movies and stuff that I have on my list. And I just pick something and sit back and chill and play it, or, play the movie or show or series or whatever it is. And I'm really comfortable with the current situation right now. I really am. And I just don't understand why we are so ravenous for content that we have to have it all released all at once. I just don't understand that mentality. Other than just people just have tons of time. And I know the streamers and the content creators out there, they want to burn through it so they can release the video first, right? They want to be the first to put the video out about whatever the new thing is in Destiny. I see it all the time on YouTube, and I watch all of them too. But the point is, for us average players of Destiny, I'm taking my time, man, in Final Shape. I'm not going to grind it. I'm taking my time. I'm going to take it all in. It's the final chapter of the Light and Dark saga. I'm going to just take it all in, drink it all in, and just enjoy myself playing the game. I'm not going to go crazy to grind it. I really am not. So.
Yeah. I'm basically the same thing. I'm not really, I just want to do day 1 just because of day 1, but I'm not going to,
well, oh yeah.
get a team. I can't get a team, but that's Like I said, I'm not gonna do the whole 48 hour because like when I do that for about
that's the day one raid's different. That's an event. That's an event. That's different. But I totally
I'm not killing myself over it. Like
I totally get it. I get
like
you.
For Final Fantasy though, for me, it's like the reason why I'm nervous about that because I'm technically leading a group of people or rating when that comes out, and that might take me, an entire year. So I'm a leader. That's my role. It's a little bit different than me just being that one guy in a group of 8. No, I have to make sure the 7 people I'm playing with are up to date and maintain it. It's like, oh crap. So it's it's
Lumina. All you have to say is, hey man, Wednesdays are for Destiny 2. Sorry guys, I know you want to raid on Wednesdays, but Wednesday nights are for Destiny 2, and that's how you do it, man. You just. I get where you're coming from. You're leading a team. You have a community you're running for Final Fantasy. I get that, dude. I really do. And you want to be involved, but I don't know, man. I'm really going to just pace myself through this. I really am. I'm happy that Bungie changed that. I'm happy for a lot of people who want to grind and have plenty of time to get all the R-Sites missions done and stuff. I'm fine with it. I really didn't care either way. But I'm fine with it. I tell you what, man, I have so many fun weapons right now that I'm using in PvP that it's hard for me to get excited. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's hard for me to get excited even about Blast Furnace because I've had 2 of them sitting in my vault forever now and they're good. I've tried them in PvP, but there's so many great weapons out right now, man, that more weapons. We're going to get 100 more vault spaces. They mentioned also for Final Shape. That's going to fill up in probably a week and a half for me because I'm a hoarder. Yeah. I hoard all the weapons because you never know what's going to be. You never know what that great weapon perk or weapon roll that's going to be killer the next season. That's the reason why I hoard so much in my vault. It's almost 90% weapons because I get a good roll. I said, well, this could actually be very good in the future. So I'm going to hang on to it. So. I had a question though. I could have sworn that Iron Banner was coming out next week, but they didn't mention anything in the twit about it. Am I wrong? Is Iron Banner not coming out next?
No, a lot of people that I'm in my circle are saying the same thing. But
I thought it was on the 2nd.
Next week. It is the 2nd coming up.
Oh, so it is coming on the 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I've got groups I've already signed up with to play. So but I was just, it was so weird, Luminous, that they didn't mention it in the TWAB. So
I believe they mentioned it a while ago.
They did.
Either the first that stream or something like that. And that's why they didn't really.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be two Iron Banners in the month of April, by the way, from what I heard. So
yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Anything else you want to mention on the Brave weapons or this Onslaught, the streaming, anything out there? I know I'm very opinionated. I had to make sure I got my 2 cents in.
No, you're good. No. I mean, I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm just ready to chest out Onslaught, see how many waves I can get.
Yeah.
And go from there.
It'll just be for me. It's just going to be something fun to poke in, like Guardian games. It'll be something for me to poke in and play. And if I get some chests, great. And I'll probably, me, man, I'm all about bounties and missions. I'm going to get all the R-Site missions done in time.
Yeah.
But what I'm curious though is, this activity was really just to keep us busy for a few weeks, or I'm sorry, a couple months up into the Final Shape. Do you think when they stick this into the Vanguard playlist, do you think it's just going to die there? Or do you think people will still play this after Final Shape launches?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think Onslaught is a testing ground for them to see how well the Brave weapon works, because I feel like this is where you can start defeating the other guns that they are kind of out.
Yeah.
And slowly bring them back. Or you say, hey, Onslaught has new weapons. Here's go to the Hall of Heroes, whatever, and grind out whatever they said before, like the other Black Armor weapons, the other seasonal weapon, whatever they said. I forget the whole list, but they have it.
Yeah.
It's just like saying, I'm not even sure if we're ever getting rid of previous seasons still. I feel like that haven't happened in a while.
Well, But I think the episodes are going to be the new seasonal model. I mean, they've already kind of spelled it out. There's going to be 3 6 week? 3
Yeah,
6 week
like every 6
packs.
weeks, there's supposed to be new things, like new weapons, armor, what.
I'm
So, like,
looking
I'm not
forward to
even
that.
sure.
Yeah. They just better have that goddamn. I better cut that out. They better have that. They better have my Red Death in final shape. I know they're not going to have it next week. I'm so bummed. But I tell you another thing I'm going to be doing when this comes out on April 9th. I'm going to be scouring that back room just to look at everything. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be talking to Grandma, Space Grandma, and seeing what's going on in that back room. I just thought that was so cool how they did that. That was so neat. It took me by surprise. I never knew they would show like the back end of the tower. I thought that was a neat thing they added in there. So, all right. We got more questions from our community. So let's get to that. We'll do it right after this. Hey Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where we get our questions from you guys. And right off the bat, we had a speak pipe here from our buddy MC Squared directed to Luminous. So here we go.
Hey, howdy, folks. This is MC Squared. I've got a question for Luminous. So Luminous, as you and I know, but maybe not everybody else does, we've been playing together in the Potato Thumbs PvP League. And I want to say that I have really noticed an improvement in your PvP abilities just in the 3 weeks that we've been doing this. So I'm curious, and I know that you said you'd been playing some trials in between weeks. What are the things that you've been doing and focusing on to improve your abilities? And if you can, I'd like to hear you share some of the things that you think you've improved in. So specifically, I've seen improvements in your survivability, your ability to not die in an engagement, and also your ability to secure kills. But I'd like to hear in a little more detail what your thoughts are on that. Anyway, enjoyed playing PvP with you, and we'll see you next week. MC out.
Thanks, MC Squared. What do you think, Luminous?
Well, like he said, I told him, I've been doing trials like I did. I got my stuff in there. I learned, basically not to stick out so much. So basically I learned how to cover a little bit more. Some of my weapons does matter. Like I'm on my Titan when I deal with them. So I try to make sure I'm not too deathly close, because I know from doing PvP that for some reason shotgun is still a thing. And, as much as I love to practice shotgun, I just do not prefer it. I like to be in the back. If I need to assist, I'll assist. That's where I think my viability comes in, because I'm not always rushing first. I'm behind the, MC and our friend Wolf. If they're hitting the guy, I'll also hit back. So this way, we get kills. And I've just been listening and following PvP players on Twitter and YouTube. Oh my god, I'm friends with J-Man. He does some cool PvP info and stuff, and I've been talking with him. I watch some of his videos. Obviously, Sweaty Spooks.
Yeah, Sway's a good guy.
It's practice. It honestly, when it comes to PvP and Destiny, it really does come to understanding your playstyle and basically just learning how to actually play PvP. It's really not unlike PvE where you can't go in and just start shooting everything down. PvP is different because that shotgun will shoot you instantly if you get too close to a person, especially when it comes to hunters, man. They can pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, especially when they go invisible for half an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I might be exaggerating a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good question. Good question, MC. Hope you guys are doing well in the Potato Thumbs podcast PvP League.
I think we're doing good. I'm not entirely sure. I know we got creamed last week by another team, which was like, my God. Because, I checked their clan. Not everyone from Potato Zone and clan-wise, so I checked their clan, and I think one or two of them were like in a PvP, like almost exclusive clan because they had like these requirements to be in it. And I was like,
"Oh yeah,
you guys are PvP players, like out there. Like, why are you in the tournament? Like, why are you here?"
It's the toughest thing for me, man. When I get run over by a team,
not that it's bad, but like you can definitely tell. Like once you see the clan and see the description, it's like, oh, these guys are real.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I've been up against some of those guys, too. I got a question from Monty Money, one of our patrons. If you could visit one of the wonders of the world, which one would you choose? This was directed at you.
Wonders of the world? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are the wonders, man? I don't think I know what they are anymore.
Let's Google it. Was it seven wonders of the world?
I believe so. It's still a thing. Who knows?
Yeah, 7 wonders of the world. Right here, yeah. Let's see it. 7 wonders of the world. Okay, the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Well, there's my answer. It's the lighthouse, baby. What's your answer? What would you, if you had one to choose, what would you visit?
Did you say the Great Wall of China was one of them?
No, nope, it's not on there. No,
I got the wrong one. I'll take the Mausoleum.
Yeah, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Probably that would be the most interesting one to visit, yeah.
Yeah. I think they look all interesting, to be honest. Thank you, Monty Money. Appreciate your question. King Tut has one. If you could only choose 3 weapons to bring into the final shape, what would they be? Ooh.
Oh, my God.
How dare you, King Tut? Why would you even ask a question like that? But we'll try to answer it. What do you think, Luminous?
See, Monte Carlo would be one, for sure.
Okay.
Just because I think I will use a lot of grenades.
You're a Titan, so that makes perfect sense.
For 3 I would just do, primary, special, heavy, Monte Carlo, Icicle SMG, and I would say my Apex Predator.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to say my Revision Zero because I'm really loving this gun. It has so much versatility in PvE and PvP. For my special, I think I'm going to go. I mean, everyone's probably yelling to the speakers now. It's going to be my sidearm. Probably my heliocentric QSC. I have one with precision instrument, steady rounds and rangefinder, arrowhead brake. I'll probably use that one. And then for my heavy, well, I've already used an exotic, so it can't be an exotic. It has to be I'll go with my Fallen Guillotine because I have. You can't go wrong with hacking and slashing, man. You just can't go wrong. I've got my my God roll on it, so I should be good. I got my Whirlwind Blade Relentless Strikes. Yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, that's good. You can't beat that sword, man. Yeah, there's my answer, King Tut. Let's see. We have some Destiny questions as well, but I want to. Hades had a question, a speak pipe for us. I wanted to make sure we played that tonight. Hades, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what up, you fancy beep? Wait, Gator, have you got a bleeper on me now?
No.
Well, the beep, that's just, oh, come on. Called for, but rude. Hades here. And I've been accidentally seeing clips and stuff and the song from Helldivers. And it's made it a little bit more tempting for me to buy the game. If people who've played with me will probably know exactly why. they have friendly fire. And I was thinking, could you imagine if they put that in Destiny? Excluding, obviously, you got eager edge, grapple punching, very slowly, gently pushing people off of the tower, and like the Titan, I don't play Titan, shoulder charge, that's the one. But excluding those 3, 4, because they shouldn't count. If friendly fire was an option in Destiny, would you turn it on? And if so, or if not, how come? Follow up a little bit of a question. What weapon do you think would cause the most friendly fire accidental deaths? I've got my money on Witherhoard, because in PvE, let's be honest, no one ever looks at the floor. But there could be other options. Love the show. Love you all. Bye!
Thanks, Hades. What do you think, Luminous? Would you turn it on? And what weapon would you use? Or what do you think would give the most damage if it was on?
I mean, I didn't play Helldivers, but I have heard things about it. I would have turned it on. I don't think I would, because I don't think there's anything you can really do with it. But for like the most weapons, if it was able to be turned on, any shotguns, on guillotine for sure.
Yeah.
I think any linears. Yeah. Any linears, or because people will just, let's say 1,000 voices will instantly burn someone just for the fun of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the Helldiver friendly fire only works because I think everyone essentially is on the same playing field on the planet.
Right.
So, like, if you really want to beat them that much with a dick, you can. It's like nothing's really stopping you. Because you all have one enemy.
You know what's funny? I don't want to play Helldivers for that reason alone. The fact that people can shoot you and kill you. I don't know. Hades. Why? What is it, man? Why do you want to kill me in raids? I don't understand it. I know Princess right away, if it was on, she would be glaving me. I mean, I'd be dead. Probably before I can even run and shoot anything. She'd be chasing me around the PvP maps, killing me with a glaive. Obviously, no, it would not be on. But if it was on and I didn't have any choice, I think the Parasite would kill more people, because I almost kill myself with that damn thing. So, yeah, I'd say the Parasite probably the worst weapon, especially if you're trying to do DPS on a boss and everyone's around the boss hacking and slashing. You just kill everybody with the Parasite because it's so powerful. And the splash damage is crazy on it. So I'll talk to you later, Hades. Got some Destiny questions here I wanted to make sure we answered. Question from LPU Soldier. What's your favorite stasis weapon? And would you do an all stasis raid run? Let it snow, Todd the Gator. Let it snow.
Oh, what that?
Yeah.
Fusion.
Well, would you, what's your favorite stasis weapon, Luminous? And what would you do an all stasis raid run? Or you probably already done.
I would do, all stasis raid run. Yeah, I would do it just because there are some raid titles that I need that for stasis.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And the Cold Front is a fusion name? I forget. Yeah, I think whatever that fusion rifle is, it's Cold Front. I got a roll for it. I use that when I need a special. Well,
being that I am a sidearm guy, I have a Lumina Vigil. Lumina Vigil. Let me say it again. I have a Liminal Vigil. It's a stasis Tex Mechanica sidearm, and I really like using it. And it has headstone on it.
Oh, that's from Spire?
I think, don't know. You know what? I don't remember where I got it. I only have one of them. Yeah.
From Spire.
I only have one of them. No, it's not the one from Ron is the Michael's Reverence. I've got that one too crafted, but it's stasis. I don't remember where I got it from, but I can't get rid of it. I have so much fun using this thing. I turn people in the Crucible into crystals.
Yeah.
It's the funnest thing. And I would do an all stasis run. I know how to use my stasis, for all of my 3 characters. I've played with them before. I just, I just like my Voidwalker much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks, LPU Soldier. Thanks for the question, buddy. We have one from Hades. It's question for Gator and guess, and he has it blacked out. So I'm unblacking it out. You get a call from Bungie saying they've seen your content. Once you wake up from fainting, they say they want you to test a new 6-man seasonal activity. Who are the 5 you bring in? Who are the 5 you bring in? The 5 you bring with. In other words, who am I bringing with me as my fire team? Well, Moonshine's, my buddy Warcry's got to come because he'll be drinking and he'll be the comic relief. And with that deep voice of his, it's, I don't know if I can do his voice. Let me see. It's like, oh, Gator. No. He's got a North Carolina accent, so it'd be more like, I can't even do it. It'd be something like a poor rendition of Warcry would be like, well, I don't know what he's talking about, but it's just such a cool voice. Let's see. I would probably bring you, Hades. Yeah, we'll bring you. Then I can jump out of the way when you, try to yeet me off the cliff and you fall off and kill yourself. And I can say, see, you need to ban this guy, Bungie. Ban this guy. Who else would I bring? I would probably like to bring Hammer Crasher 32. I like that guy, man. There's something about Hammer Crasher. I've met him in real life. I think if he lived close to me, I think we'd be really good friends. We talked about it on the roundtable episode last week. We both have very similar, personalities. We took that 16 personalities test. We're very close in personalities.
Okay,
yeah. I'd have to have Kingsley with me because he'd have to tell me what to do. He's my Sherpa. I'd bring Kingsley along. Let's see. That's 5, right? So I need to bring one more person. I'd bring Brittany. Cause Brittany, she likes she's always makes things fun and she likes to bug people, and just that alone would be worth her bringing to Bungie. So yeah. It'd be a good representative sample of my community. So, yeah. There you go. There you go, Hades. Mm-hmm. And then my alternate, because Hades will be banned once he tries to kill me and with the 6-man activity, I'd probably bring, geez. So many great people, man. Heyoka. I'd bring Heyoka. He could give me a psych evaluation and tell me why I need to quit being mad at Hades all the time. There we go. There you go, Hades. Jeez. Hades with his questions. Let's go out with a non-Destiny question before we go. Oh, John Boy 2824 has a question. What goes up but never comes down? All right, Luminous, I need help with this one. What goes up but never comes down? Did you say a balloon?
I'll say a balloon. Yeah.
It goes up but never comes down. Okay, I can see that.
I think a balloon kind of reaches that, like the atmosphere. I think it still keeps going on or pop.
Well, wouldn't it pop and eventually fall down, even if it's just scraps of a balloon? Oh, I gotta think about this. I gotta think about this. What goes up but never comes down? Man, that sounds like an easy question, doesn't it? It's actually a very tough question. Yeah. Me out of bed?
I feel like it's like a gravity question for sure. I feel like if we look up the answer, it just sounds really stupid. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I get out of bed every morning. Does that count?
I want to say clouds for sure. Like clouds.
Clouds, yeah.
I feel like
it goes up.
Like you can make clouds from
yeah, that makes sense because they just evaporate at time, right? They don't ever come down.
Yeah, they just evaporate.
I mean, even low clouds being fog, it doesn't fully just hit the ground. Yeah, I like that, clouds. Well, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, John Boy. Thank you for your question. Well, hey, thanks everyone for sending your questions in this week. If we didn't get to your question this week, don't worry. We don't delete questions that are asked in our Discord. So, keep asking them, whether they're Destiny related or for our guest or non-Destiny related. Keep them coming. All right. Elmer Fudd. Play that intro music.
Listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've won awards for it and such.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. I hope you're doing well, sir. This is the final segment of our show. This is where we pick our song for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist, a little sample of what myself and our guests like to listen to, and we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify. It's separate from our podcast. We now have it also on Apple Music. The links will both be in our Discord. They're also at the where our description of our podcast notes are down below. We now have 1,188 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests, the songs we've been picking since our show started back in July of 2019. So I'll start with you, LuminousZero. What are you picking for tonight's song, man?
I got the band called The Mean with the song called Thought I Had While Laying in Bed. I actually heard this on the radio like a day before you messaged me, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds catchy." Then I just read the lyrics. I was like, read the lyrics, and I was like, "Oh, it's literally what this song is about. It's like thought you're having like laying in bed." Like I've been doing that the last couple of days, just laying in bed, listening to music, and I was like, I'm thinking about a lot of things. So like, this song is relatable, so it's good.
Yeah, man, music's good for the soul. I mean, it can really. You can be having a bad day and listen to a great song and it'll take you right out of it, man. At least while the song's playing. So yeah. All right. Good pick. Good pick. We got that pinned. I'll make sure I add that this week in the list. Well, the song I chose for tonight, this actually was a nice surprise about a week or so ago. A brand new album from arguably one of my favorite modern bands today. They hail from Bury, Greater Manchester in the UK, and all the UK listeners are yelling at me right now because I didn't say that right. They started releasing music actually in 97. They're approaching 27 years making music now. I've added several of their songs to our playlist in the past, but this new album, Audio Vertigo, it is jam-packed with 12 outstanding songs. I really hope this band gains popularity in the US because they have it's just really great music. The lyrics alone are very meaningful, especially from their very first track, Things I've Been Telling Myself for Years. But as it's difficult to just pick one from this album, the song I chose tonight is called Balu, B-A-L-U. It's a really fresh sound for these guys, and lyrics like, "Oh, do I miss you, Balu, with your bookmark heart and your Bible of sign of the times. I'll dig you back up when they kill you and hollow your skull for my wine." He's referring to that lovable bear from Jungle Book. I'm sure a lot of you know that one. He was asked in a story what this song was about because I had no clue what this song was about, but I love the sound of it. He also has a nephew where his nickname is Baloo. And of course, the reference to the bookmark heart being the Jungle Book novel. So yeah, very, very cool song. Has a lot of awesome synthesized music in it, which is what I always love to listen to. Very uplifting music, man. Audio Vertigo is the name of the album. And the group, of course, is the UK phenom Elbow. Guy Garvey, the main lead singer for him, is just a fantastic singer. I love his voice.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, it's a great album. I've already sent it to a lot of my UK friends because they're very popular in the UK, but I was surprised they had never heard it before. Hey Guardians, would you like to give back to our community? If you received any value from today's podcast episode and would like to give back, head over to our website, GuardianDowncast.com, and select the Patreon button to see what extra perks and benefits you can get from the several tiers of membership available. If you would like to give a one-time donation, click on our PayPal button and follow the prompts. Our community runs on our membership, and we never accept outside sponsors or advertisers. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to our patrons of the show. Thank you all for giving back to our community and helping support everything we do to put this show together for you every week. Our Dungeon Champion patrons, Smiter, Technical, Wicked Trinity, and Deadpool 1 Merc. And also a thank you to our Raid Boss patrons. That would be Jealous, Frostbite, TL Tim, Amazing Taco King, Sith Daddy Fresh, and Nico, aka Jersey, for giving back to our show and community. By the way, Jealous and Frostbite are day one patrons. Been with us since day one. So thank you everybody who's spent the time to give back to our community. And hopefully the new content I've been releasing, I've got a brand new video and audio form where my son Cam the Jellyman was, he insisted on a more personal interview and questions that he wanted to pose to me after the show was done recording. So I'm going to be posting that very soon. It'll be on audio and video for some of you out there who just get the feed through their RSS to your podcast player. It'll be available that way. So look for that. And that's it. That is a wrap. Another episode in our collection. We had a great show last week with our Roundtable edition. I have another Roundtable edition coming in April, very, very soon. So look for that as well. For our listeners out there, we have 244 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community. So if you're new to our podcast, check those out. All those back issues are at guardiandowncast.com or whatever player you use to play your podcast every week. They're all right there. Luminous, thank you for being on the show tonight, man. I have to admit, I did not know much about you, but this is the reason why I do this show, man. So thanks for sharing your story with us tonight, and thanks for being on the show. And if you could, tell people about your podcast and where they can reach you out there, sir.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. You can find my podcast, The Guardian Feed, on Twitter, at Guardian_Feed. Basically, it's by Guardians for Guardians, so very much like what Peter's doing for his is, we just talk, get to know about Destiny. Sometimes I'll bring like random variety here and there in case Destiny has a slow point. But y'all can find me at the LuminousZero. I'm visiting you because I start streaming a little bit more. So once spring break is over, I'll get back into it. But yeah.
Okay. Awesome, man. Yeah, you got to listen to a show. They have some really great topics on there. They talk about the latest news in Destiny. And hey, I was on the show, so go check them out. Great show. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it. You can contact me via Twitter or X at Todd the Gator, all the ways. PS5, Steam is where I usually play Destiny 2. I have a YouTube channel, Todd the Gator, where I create videos to help new players. I post podcast clips, even some commentary and opinion on occasion. And I'm also trying to stream a little bit more as well, especially leading up into the light. So I'll be streaming a lot of that stuff as well coming up very soon, running some raids, trying to get Nico AK Jersey through those raids before final shape drops that he hasn't run yet. And I have a second podcast called the Destiny Help Desk that I've kind of reworked the format a little bit on. It's, you know how Guardian Downcast shares news and community interviews, but think of the Destiny Help Desk as having a more singular focus on a certain aspect of the game Destiny 2. Whether you're a new player or learning how to build craft or Destiny lore, any of that stuff, it's right there. So check it out. And that is at the Destiny Help Desk podcast.com. All right. Before we go, we have Uncle Scumdeath has stopped by to talk with us before we go tonight. So Uncle Scumdeath, what's going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello. Welcome to Scumdeath's Corner. Sorry I didn't do one last week. Shit hits the fan, doesn't it? When it's hitting the fan every day. But last week, my motorbike, I was at work, and as I'm reversing out of the bay that I parked my motorbike in, it's really stiff. So I managed to get it home, and then didn't think much of it. And then the next day I went to work, and I tried to reverse it out of the bay, and it wouldn't move at all. I was like, hey, what the hell's going on here? So there's nothing I could do, so I had to call the AA or the mobile services who come and do your mechanics or get you to your nearest garage, AA, RAC, whatever. The English contingent will know what I'm on about. And he said, so he removed it. It's like, my brakes might be locked on. So the AA bloke took the brakes off. It wasn't the brakes. He said, it must be your wheel bearing. So I phoned my local mechanic, and he said, in 46 years of mechanics, I've never heard that on your motorbike. I'm like, your style of bike. I'm like, all right, yeah. And so got it towed down to the garage, and he managed to fix it. He's like, I'll show you. You got 3 wheel bearings in the back wheel, and he's like, I've never seen them fall apart like this. I'm like, well, obviously not, because it's fucking me. It's my shit in it. So obviously it's gonna blow people's minds with how crap my stuff can be. Mm-hmm. So he managed to fix it, and as I'm driving home, then I realised I had no back brake, and the engine started misfiring. And I'm like, what? Well, he can't have messed around with the engine because he's only dealing with the back wheel. So obviously the back brakes aren't working, so something's happened. So he's fixed the problem, and then my back brakes ain't bloody working. So the next day, I YouTubed it all Thursday night, and then the next day I managed to sort of fix my brakes. I put the wheel on a roller and spin the wheel, touch the brake pedal. Yeah, it stops. And then when I actually had to ride the bike the next day, the brakes don't work. And it's still misfiring. So that's great. I might do this in a part 2. Right, I'll do another one. Right, part 2 coming up. Fuck my life.
Uncle Scumdeath, he has the worst luck with motorcycles. That's his second Gixxer, by the way. And
oh my god!
The first Gixxer.
Like how they call it AA over there. It's like AAA over here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm curious about this, Uncle Scumdeath, because you seem to use this service a lot. Is this a country sponsored service where it's free to everyone to call? Because man, if it isn't, I know if you're part of AAA here in America, you pay dues every year and you get, unlimited service, I think, if you have a breakdown. God forbid if you have breakdowns that much, but I'm curious if the AA or RAC or whatever you call it over there in the UK, if you guys have to pay or is it something that's in your taxes? I'm just curious. I'm just genuinely curious how that works, but, Godspeed, Uncle Scumdeath. I hope you get it all worked out, brother. And, the part 2 we're going to play next week. So, I will have Mr. Kingsley Mack with me next week. So stay tuned. That will be fun. We'll be talking about the final stream of Onslaught and our opinions of that. So looking forward to that. But remember, as you're playing Lightfall, remember to take breaks and get outside and touch grass. Hades, I'm picking on you, buddy. Remember, we're Guardian Downcast, your stories, your community, your destiny. Hey, and be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse while you're at it.
Defeat is not surrender, Guardian.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Bye-bye.
Nice. See, you knew how to do it. Perfect. Thanks for coming today and talking with me, man. I didn't know, I really didn't know much about you, man. I'm glad we were able to talk tonight. So
yeah, like I said, I was like, when I first joined into Discord, I was like initially quiet, like it wasn't that active.
Dude, don't
like
I said,
I am trying to like pick my community that I want to be active in. It's always been, it's weird because like out of all the other communities, like you guys are definitely the most parent focused for sure. You guys are still like, single, married, no kids, and like college. I was like, man, I'm gonna feel like that one dad that tries to be cool, but not.
Oh, there's a lot of gaming moms and dads in our Discord. We have everybody, man. And we don't have any agenda, man. We're just glad everyone shows up to say hi. And I've seen you in there, man. I've seen you in there saying good morning to everybody, being very positive in the morning. I like that, man.
I do like right now. If I work at 4 to 12. Like I'm literally by myself throughout my whole shift. I do have coworkers around me, but like sure, like I don't work with them.
Are you able to put like headphones in and just do your work? Or
yeah, for the first 4 hours, yeah. That's where I listen to all my podcasts. And
that's my job, man.
I'm like,
that's what I love.
Try to do all my texting and stuff because one customer comes and I have to be focused.
Right. That's awesome, man. I'm alone. I love working alone sometimes because it's just me and my thoughts. If I'm listening to a podcast, I just get my head down. I'm getting my work done. And then, of course, you owning a business, you have to talk to people too. But I'm very much introverted. Where I have to recharge that way, I mean, this is all free content. So what are we complaining about?